situation. We understand from some experts that is not as serious as it has been speculated. But let's see. There was a meeting yesterday. We'll bring you that update as well. And the revocation of the appointments of the municipal, metropolitan, and district chief executives. Who do you have in mind already? Are you hearing some names? And are those names you have heard so far, are they competent hands or the best individuals you think will be able to match up with their predecessors? Someone will say most especially or importantly, the immediate former MCs. Let me say good morning to Honorable Divine R.K. Boston. And also congratulations, because at least when you said you are going to contest in the 2024 election, nothing stopped you. You went on to contest and you'll be able to get over at least 5,000 votes. So 5,000 people in whole central believed in you and gave you their vote. So you have done well, and posterity will judge. Posterity is the one to judge all of us. If you have indeed served your people like you've always been touting, you have served your people. If you are indeed the Jeremiah of our time that came to rebuild the Jericho walls, and then the Sambalat and the Tobias were trying so much to frustrate your work, posterity will judge. And the one that is coming after you, the same stick we have used to cane you will be used to cane him or her. You're not going to allow anybody to have any free flow in their offices. You just come and be those ceremonial MCAs, and then you why you're 104 before you come to the office when the media is calling. See, we are reintroducing the people must know. So if you are listening, you're the one they are tipping for that position, no, you are not media friendly, please let them teach you. You don't want to have those MCs we've had in the past. When we want to speak to you, it's like we need to beg you, we need to buy Coke, egg, bread, everything they bring to you, and be pleading with you before you tell us Jack. I want you to be the media friendly, be willing to speak to every media houses, every journalist. You don't tag anyone to be, oh, when you're doing the campaign, we saw what you were doing. Please, the people need the information. So when they come around, give us the information and be ready for criticism. We'll critique you and we'll criticize you constructively. So when you are preparing the minds of those individuals, tell them the job is reminding him or her that it is not going to be fala for you. It doesn't mean that we'll not allow you to work. We'll just be monitoring you, matching you boot for boot, just as we've done for your immediate predecessor. All right, so it's that's the conversation we're going to have today. We'll be having a full-line discussion on this. Some are saying it is too early for the revocation of their appointments, and making some references. But you know, governments upon governments, they all have their plans. So whether someone comes in after a day after swearing in and they're revoking the appointment of MMDC is. What is so bad about it? So get a better understanding from people who matter, the experts themselves, because they have been with this, studying all of this, and be discussing some of these things. Is it going to indeed stall work? What will it bring to us? So the coordinating directors have been directed to, with immediate effect, take over. So good morning to you, Mr. Amesimaku. You are the coordinating director here. We hope you will do well and make sure in the few days without the MCE, work still progresses steadily. 6:45. Wrapping us allow and the Jedodo V the Quelle Mia Seek Mia Awo. jajurado vovovoawo le dzi yim abe le yi ke mienye nena wonya da akɔ vɔ kɔ afia be asi tɔtrɔ ele be ne wòava vevie ŋutɔ if there is a new government sa yi ke dziɖuɖu yeye hexɔ zia kɔ afia be nu ɖewo nye nuwawa yeyewo míase ŋkɔ yeyewo míakpɔ ame ŋkume yeyewo yiwo anɔ ɖoƒe yiwo dukplɔlawo wɔna metatia so the government appointees in the assembly, the government appointees in the assemblies also are included. So I'm sure in the next general extraordinary meeting, we'll be seeing these people. And by the support we give, bringing to you a live commentary of the um, acceptance of the MCA, where the assembly members will be given the nod or the opportunity comes for them to vote. Please, we do not want to see what we saw in some places where we reject a medal. They'll have to come back 3 times. People will have to come back 2 times. Quickly, the kind of the water. We want it to be as swift, as smooth, abale ikeko. This government would want to kickstart everything. Ejume alokpele jo be do ne waton ayi jinwe. All right, so me ayi da kpagbanto me aga wajedodo vide ne mi trogboa wana mamleo wakpele do le dodo manu. Hale and Hattie. Someone will say I'm gay. I don't know where we'll add I'm lesbian to it anyway. So your football can be. All right. So I hope you are also doing well and getting yourself ready for work. I feel si afi ikene le todo mi ape wanale. Alo le mi akpom le Facebook. Mi edak pe na obe egede mi aji. Wana ya ndi wana idua mi agboto Global FM pe ya balaji. Chojuda over said the feeder ogbe no ndi ga de minute bla evevo atoma said ndi ga wo pe popo mea. Mi no mi agbo hehe ajedodo vovo ve na mi. Mi asi amekpekpe vovo. Hey mi anto chele mi ape do pa la fia. Mi ewa mi ape akpaji le enusi chacha enya wo munti. Enya oko wenye nyajojo no yiwo jo le miape ntume no yiwo domoda le dukope akpa vovoawo yewo emi fuofu hehia edewo menye wo kata nga ke yiwo ko mi ho esebe wo hia le riri ape no mejujuru mekwa mi ehia wo de go political communicators so ha wo ge de mi agene ne make ameyi onya anu ku de jododo vovoawo awo no me de to tona dumeviwa yo ha wo ho anyi no nenye be wo fe yiri va kwa ono mi agbo ke wona pe ya meto pe kosra gbanto a ye ya le mi agbo dom kosra ike gbona mene ma wonlo a totro video wa va le mi ape wona jita mesia me ika kpade adefuna via me bia be nene mai wo via ovabia enyema mi a akpogbo be wona edevina ho Central, Volta region, le Ghana, Pete, Gudu. Ke wana ne mie vo akpa ike mie le fifia ye mie de nkona be speak out. Mie da nya jojo vovo dan, edo mie yage, edo mie kpo mie nto mie apel gologio be nu yo le fudem kwa. Mie da wo dan heye nu te pe kpola ame yo le fudem na me yo si ada de le yo ha okpo monu pokpo lakpa ya heyo edenu jedodo maludo ope susuo hegblona na mi penya sala yenye akpa ike miedo na wona fifilai kele echadidi demele during the holidays, and again it's still happening. Kude zigede nemye kwa jeje nyenye nya onye nya ike kam alegbegbe, but today I am not talking about sanitation in general, even though when coming to the office I mekwebe amedo wole jajirado warm le won todo quinu ikeba merekeme for now, I guess, because I didn't hear anything. And I know the assembly also said Omega like form sigbo because they want the people yon tonowa akwa de wodoku jiwanye nyonyole yon todo mebe. They have to do this because it is for your own good. We are hearing the outbreak of cholera in some other places. So let's all come together. But this morning, the concern has to do with miafe eho ye ke wotunami, not the one under this administration. Many you le miafe vuje proper nkumela few, but the other ones in the market. You can ye ho central ho jipo ho alasi ho ye ke wotua. I don't know how many of you visits those building, and they just see bena. It is one of the nasty places. The place is in a mess. Anytime I visit that place to go and take care of one or two things, and the last time I was there, went to pay a visit to someone, and it's just not something you would want to take a second look at. It's an eyesore. The whole place is in the mess. And I don't know who is in charge of the building. I know that this argument crop up at the last assembly meeting where they said they have assembly. We had someone in charge of the assembly, or that is the market, an assembly member, chairman, and whatever. And people normally complain about him though, but yɛmɛnya mɛkɛ last year gbɔkpɔm eye exɔ fine ke wotua ezo aɖuɖɔɖɔƒe ezo gbeɖuɖɔ daɖoƒe. Meanwhile eyi ke nye aɖuɖɔ kple taflatse nugodo ƒe nyawoa, we have nugodo kple aɖuɖɔ exɔ le fi mi, and they are operating, wole dɔ wa. Eyi ke tsi mele dodoa, that is when we have an issue. Gake before miava get a crisis yamia wole edowam amoyina vai ezana tepia, but you don't understand why a building, okay, to be occupied by goods and humans, I provide services na mewe wale goods we mia azole howeji gbanto velia ai le ton le aji petea nenye be edicha le exɔ vevie ŋutɔ eke dzo ŋlɔ central whole central market do miaƒe nyaselawo nenye be wotse de fi mi kpɔm ya ƒe ate ŋu anya nu yi ke tututu hegblɔm mele ŋdi ke menya kpɔ eye hã mede mia dzi o. Meƒo nu kɔ tɔ dzadzɛ nyawo zi geɖe elabe nenye be miaƒe nutoamewo mele dzadze ɖe oa, aɖe fu na miaƒe lãmesẽ nɔnɔ, elabe amewo le afi ma le woƒe fiasewo me le nu dzram. Wonɔ fi mi heɖua nu, wonɔ fi mi hewɔa nu vovovowo, gake nenye be teƒea atrɔ zu gbeɖuɖɔkɔɖaƒe, ame ɖe azẽ akɔnɔ aɖuɖɔ dɔm, because taflatse you'd also see that ame yiwo he susu me le fu ɖem na also take advantage, and then wokɔ teƒea kɔ zu woƒe mlɔƒewo. So we are pleading with the market queen this morning, Madam Joyce Novihoho, Rejoice Novihoho. Na me de hete de noa ne chinebe is7 call Global FMG. Ewa ele tosunua gake nenye menya dete pokwa gake akpedenu eye babiao waga ava ye kwenye be le miaƒe dzadzenyenye nyawo ƒe akpadzi ɖe leke wokple meka wo le kadodo me hele dɔ wɔm na mi, gake míaƒe nyaselawo nu de ka ko mejibe makoda de mi agbo ayenye be eho yi wotu agana ga wokoko to ho no da nye ga dodo kra so far as ga heva do mi agbo agava he kwa efia be enye gana ga eyole na mi opete be nu esi ande ike jidudu de akode to me anye ho tutu o anye mo wo wa o mi anye be mi anto mi ape ngo yi ta wode nenem do ma otomedo ta elebe mi akpasi eye nu yiwo wo hia be mia wo enye mia pe doda si abedu me view ne mia pe folele de enu wo wunti mia pe wunjo no ele vevere ele mia no wunjo le du ko me pe nu wo wunti ale ike mia le fode du ko pe nu no amesi wo wunti akpogbo be mia na nu chocho eyi nchocho nwento le yi nwento ji ela be people are paying for those structures, buildings, who occupy the spaces occupied by these individuals. They have paid for it, even though they are crying that those ones will also not be adding up to the already, confusion. Kele wo dome, yode de wo dome, amedeke because first obega he yole, and then Jaja, nya, nya, nya. They take care of the place themselves. When I asked, they come together and clean the places. And if they don't do it, that is when you come and see the place in that kind of mess. Voa, fumawe, ya miape, nyonu wo miape nchuo, wopete wole ajogahem. Ta ndi ya mele nyeme ko jaja nyinya dada info la be yi ke mimi la we in the dry season mele jaja, but again when you see our gutters miape storm drains wa omme wo menya kpo ga ken de kai ke ma me gbolo he ma ga gbolo ke nyebe dono na me yi wo fondi ke e yo kwedi odoku yo jibe everglow gota ola ya de you are ademe he yo wo doto hemandia alo mega kumyo ne mi nyale wo kwa ame mamle yo le mi apa haji yo che wa soren koye la bene to gbo hele kokwe hele jaje ava nyen pe na ogba regbe ta elebe mi an le for dem mi apa jeje nyenye nyaunti. It can't be a one time conversation and we just end it there. It must be a continuous conversation because totroi ke mile didima mele vavamo. So this morning I am again appealing to all of us that today is a market day, right? Mia wo mia tosinu la CMA to help those who comes around to clean or tidy up the market. Meche mia wo mia tosunu. And people who matter, may you overview to assembly. Elebe homa mia lebe now elebe homa mi ale for now the a group of people you know assembly me you nye political appointees so afifie opere yi va you join ka me you wa vava you nye ameye ya would want to start pleading with you and awesome that I'm happy you go and occupy that noble office because we have 1,001 people who might be qualified to occupy that space. Gake nyemenyache evenwo, eda nyema wevenwo, amo evenwo, you had the opportunity to occupy that place. Yata why you'll be honorable. So when you come honorably, we expect that you serve your people diligently. It's not a time for you to come and be sitting in the office and not to throw lazy people. You have to get to the field and make sure work is done. And where you have to get to yourself and make sure you get to those places where you have to delegate, you delegate to the right people for the right things to be done. So let's make it a point. Let me and making sure that Miape environments are clean, our market spaces are tidy up, our lorry stations. And here it's always a nice so mianto kele te pure liter. Like enemy war over over le agboso soma kemi mianto mingale no fumbe efie fodi efie wale so amesia mene kwede edokwiji be chohe yi yo kaka koko yire ne nyabe idako be totro de ne vale jidudu me kwa be yento ipagbo no che needs to be affected be totro de ne wava that let me affect what domewa let me ajira wodo just as I was saying yesterday about water conservation I was coming amolole chijibe yole amreche koko le flower kpelenuzi wo college dom wo be chono kwagwe. So you see how the world is. All right. Tabia pe yasela. Eya me kodare mi agbo ndike be mi ape jaje nyenyinya o mi mega no enwolombe crowd mi ape jaje nyenyinya o mi mega kono kodimo mi ape jaje nyenyinya o mi nu ike mi akọ fe hachiola be ehia nu gbegbelengedo kokofe na mi ape nkodeji. So I expect that this administration will empower the Ministry of Sanitation, if only we are going to have it again in existence, to empower the various assemblies and our budgets. Me appoint environmental health officers who release funds and equipment and logistics to them. But your channel would not do them effectively. We want to see them on the field working effectively, making sure be nui tae wo ho you would do pa do you want an empe and no do be no way the bank for too hopper they know the reason why they are going to the bank have a cash out of a salary. And then if they will cry for increments in their salaries when you be a door no you see you le door and they can also cry but no what that day you fair door for Gina you. So this is what I have for us this morning. If you have any input, you want to make an input, you have an add-on, or you have identified something yourself you want to bring to our notice. And again, this time round, we want you to make use of the airwaves judiciously. And then you better edejesi nane, okay? The way we used to do it, at Danyada Yameko, that is not the right way. The right way is to let a meyonye miape docho view ne wa anya nu ikenye kuhia. Then mia awa the necessary follow-ups where ele ike bi wɔ n'ɛkyɛn a be mi sɛ nyade mi me wa gbeba bia la fi ko hia be mi awa gbeba bia olo mi ale nya mo me da si chinchina chika no hema ri yo me ike mi ele mi be mi le duko tum ta ne kponde esende ike ne ehia be wa emendokwa akọ economy fa konya ava economy ne mata wan do vu ava mi ape do po a ni da mi ape WhatsApp number there ayame. You can just text us your plight, what the issue is, and then I call the necessary information the peer but nu yo ne kpo at the dying and I may you wo mi nya be mi aton honu chuchu nwen tolo gbo a mi o mi awo azode de ma ahonu chuchu nwen tolo gbo. So this is how we are going to build the country. You see anything, you say see something, say something, okay? So you don't call into just any program at Danya Dainko. It's men are not effective. Our seriousness will not be attached to it because we don't know what you want to achieve. The way you want to put it across. Be akokbla meden wa lo yako wachi talk when you be nava adenya jinami. Ye mio mia aza mia pe hehe ho akwa kotoa fo nanya adi enwudodo na enya yi keneji be ya ase no mekokole enwunti. So if you have anything to share with us on our sanitation before we bring in health, at the one yomi farm. So phone lines are now activated. I was just on the market, the building. Elabe egae gbogbo koko tunenem ekonami be miape asimeto wa kpogbojue. They'll climb up to those stores and sell. Gakea enyenude ike meva eva la fochom le goinu be eva trozu tefede ike le vevem ale gbegbe le yadem ekple nu vovovoawo ima demia jio elebe mia awasitotro 0247900764 kakple 0203 766 500. Miape yoyola deka jinami. Good morning.
Sister
For McLean.
Agbenwake, Agwaje.
Hello, Agwaje.
Yeda kpene maube niga le mianyo nkose gehena do ogo machejele ntia.
Yeah.
Enyi dajejili nyo ole fefire. Ela be mi sebe domo tutu do le do mo le safado. Mi aje mi ado ki ogboru abale kini je mi afafo modo kwa. Ela be mi aje mi afo no fu mi afo ko mi afo nu kata hanu be. Wanyenu ke adenya nto mi aji. Ela ba dolelela mama mamlemu manya me kenya me yutan mo lebe mi awema akuda ashi ko tunemi a sister jujo anya na gbondi anya nya vito ala ba mi o le ji mi le fima manya mi ka de nya ji o amu ba ko te fa ko ba fa o fo mo fa ma ka ti che nu ka ka anya na ba le da ba te fa na le ba ni ka te ba fu na mu tu va du na mo ro la ni ba fa tu akule ro la do yi ngure da ni na ma ko ko ne dina ya fa de chi malu hana za ta mbe ka foto ta shunu be mo ko le fima le mu gaji mo je mura amu ko te fa va ko to amu tu da ta amu le tu pe mu le fima nya ko ba enu ya so fe ne fa ta fa ko pe nya kana glontia o ba na da jumla ta fa do anya mo na le bo ne to ye se ba nya ma je gbeji o je jumla ta fa do ta o nya asia le nyo mi asia nya fa nkunu no fufu dan ne fu na na manya ko la nya na me ko tun tutu be anya fo de ke ma ga ba tu nyo ha ya ko nya ko ni nya shi mo je ma glontia akpa
kaka for McLean Benede Jesse as you fe bibi kulete fe you he ejule jeje mbe mi oche mi alefo like yi yome since mejole mi agbo I expect the firefighters to use this opportunity to make how you the inspections though of well as CMA and identify who you and your possible threats at one here outbreak they are cover. Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
Papa.
Okay.
Ekelo.
Ndoro.
Mi oha.
Gbẹ̀nẹ́ mi apẹtẹ mi tó gbẹ̀nẹ́ Ghana tó kọ́ pété ní ake dara yín lóko ẹ kpọ́ àti ẹ̀fẹ́ yàn ihe gbọ̀rọ̀ a nígbà kúrò mi àlọ́ yìí a mi sí àmì ìhẹlẹ̀ tó yí ànyàbẹ̀ mi nà wuli dózi gédé ne problem ne la se ma mi nà gbọ̀rọ̀ ànyàbẹ̀ hó do àti mi nyɔnu fi àhíyẹ yọ fífi la yẹ kple asẹ́mi sẹ́ wà dọ̀tọ̀rọ̀ kọ́ market manager dara sí ẹ̀mẹ̀. Eye ne cross check mɛ yakɛ gbɔna bɛ na gbɔ wa o kɔni bɛ koko maori tí wɔn bɛ ka lɛbi jibi fiyɔ ame he assembly ntɔntɔntɔntɔ ke tia e xɔ dɛmɛ bɛ ne wa dɔ kpli yɛ yanya adzafi yanya market manager e divine bossing va yaba kɔ ɛpusɛ kɔ ne stone tanu pété ba tɔtɔ la fi mɛ ne nye ba si o le di yi la de market manager de mɛ nye bɛ dɔ da fi wa akpɔgbɔ bɛ asie mɛ fɛ dede nɔnɔ. Asi mesia mesia do asi den no me nyito nu afema ma wa ku tobete a e kon di he yo be market manager ye fu be gan elo nyi de school ngo eya akwe be nusia nu yiji la si me eya ta ne be ngba kulu ke mi le nya yo gboro a le mi akwe da be ne be stone ke le ke me wa fe do da si vola eya fi akoto be market manager fe do a menye dɔnyo ho wao le anukɔ ɖe me ŋgbakolo ne mi agblɔ egbe ne ɖo zongo ene yie ɖe demi fi mi eʋe ale gbolo bena ɖe me kpɔkpɔ ne yie ɖe atigo ɖa cross check na kpɔ ɖa fi mi ke eʋe na ŋutɔ egbe ne nye be mi xɔ award nukaƒe award mi xɔ sadzidzɔ ekpɔ yɔ ŋutɔ ne miantɔ mi le award na mia ɖokoe kɔ le amewo ƒe ŋkume flu no gblɔ be eho ʋeʋẽ lilili le votari dzina mele teƒe o. Sake ba bien yebe no be communal labor de mia meka we wane amesi ame wa aje wa police so jao na yi de depot le fi ke no he holet ame hotel ni le ba ko gbe ke egbe o to hoyo ame ki to be le training wa police commander ma he me matema na wa ya he je fine agbero fine to ne ko kwa nya zika be yes police over training o be ke wa cross check na kwara para be venyi mele na tinye to kwa le be na ko se be ta fura ti me ale ke ma gbenu pe o pe nkene ma ma gbe to le fi mi o nta yo cross check e na ba ti ne mi ko me nya ke gbolo nyun to be ne mi pon no ko mi gbolo ko mi to mi ada for dia e nyun to be mi awa sigbe ta no le be mi wa no to
all right
te mi pon mo bo awa nge nya market man down no the market nya me nyu ko de me nyu no le do all
right akpe Efeiva yefo le market manager pedo dongwa bele ke gblene a eva wa be mele jejemo eye meje ha so le last assembly meeting now yo the post manager aboba dejesi be yi de ka have two posts last year yo ga be where the come to one is a chairman of something and then they say marketing manager again if my the presiding officer together with the assembly members. The MC was not there. Yo golonebe au yadeka maton eba wa ba job vedudu mata wano edofe evema otayo de college but before what day leje last year pepe a wunwa if ya be edo gobu de kemeton eyiji hehe ngoyi tutu kokova le gumamel eye as please depoa ha ma awogbe babia le megbe machomon popoma and great the commanding officer are there. Hello, good morning.
Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Ajijo.
Papa.
Agben Walker.
Hey.
Akpe wele dojina
Yo, che.
Meda akpere nyato heike dare ya vana jibe mi ajire mesa. Egba meje ma kona de mene mi akata mi anya le voter reading be audio kese kuku na mi. Ma bian se be kese kuku ka audio na mi. Be o den kona mi be Oxygen City mene ne ma wa. It is 100% false. We are never Oxygen City in any way. In fact, many never a whole blood the KGA va declare Oxygen City. Then you are making a big lie. Get them me a phone to for the open up whatever Oxygen City and the eh? As ma ayiji mata si asigama fete fere original. Kakabe mata si te original. Even ba megbeto dujeo ka flaki over si me vale migra. Kake happy wa jola si ma numa wana daran jona la si me.
Yeah.
Ebene mi gere hosima. Mi a chebe kule didi yata mi a kwebe a photo fe le vide te fe onya kpo. Eki jawe ne do na kpora. A di krobe ya do waletin boot. Ya do ganku ibo afi ya gera seme. Ela va si me kata le photo no me kemeli no. Ama beto du jowa dara badi anochi a daniori a danu manye tale ngodi basa kwevo. Body to a hofo tune ni abele fi elegbele ya. Amova cho ko zoom. Nu bubu wa fe nu go do defo. Leke anota mebu ano na kpo ben line. Ya me beto va no numa wa. Estadi jo ne mafia te fe vero la te mene ndi ane mi kpo bo mi agere e mo iko denamito go la sigan tamera va dore school board United School bo.
Okay.
Ne gere mo ma me kpo gata ma ho wan choncho konu ko dare do fo no lo dia ncho me do sa me kpo gata ma yambe hosi meto gata ma menya kpo kora estadi jo ne ga to le fuma ga ire yere metro mass station fuma usabi o 300 le hoyi afa chu le nu ne do fuma ha oh aw e chire pra le do fiko la le do to ni menya o gata me kata poto tamale globe e kule di yata ko aberu nyakpo vire e tina no jaja na ko ni na jora agbandine me sama
Yo, and Dina will have be what Jesse did them mao hey da wo dem ya gbo. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Mi afa todo la kele akpaya na mi. All right. Me ko atwan gbo atro ayomi me ko de ya me hafi ejebe menya ebe me ho de ya 0247 900 764 nenye be enenem nu yi ke mi ko vale gbafum da fi yo ma ko fu gbedo meje mi ko fu gbedo menya ebe menyo aka amela gbolo be mi akweda de mi anto mi afe ho me hafi aka yi ke mate no ho me na mi anogbo kwa mehia ha be ne mi akwo e cover no dadam de fi wo mi ko lo dadam do e ya me yiwo ha mi no zazam ta flat e mi be yeah hello good morning
Simon.
yeah
Spike.
okay
Yeah. Nepo efi hokwe Harry Kama Park na dole Metro Mass Nkume.
yeah
yeah a hoye
mm
drainage then of ma. Kakero start project a okay drainage. Ka yestila echi efro na chute peko chuna akeno do fiele hoye ofan kume hokera el banale moment. Amoano maison, le voiture maison. Et il y a une qui n'a pas efnichela. Elle est horrible. Mais il y a bon. Quand elle n'est pas bien blo, elle fait déjà générer. Whatever the photo, elle fait ni qui va y aller. Nous quand me bledo. Mais il y a des le NDC money, elle va y aller qui va at least. We have now at least a month cleanup exercise. eye old flash na major gates women be prefer majem la edena poto si se na ho produce otu ho pa peresiale la akobela si beko ojiele le bombe te peresiale atu menya se boko te peresiale me channel ho komenta menya majibe nya fe government ke ba power nya popo eye eto na itinwe eye jadi nye to bomba ho municipal ape
Okay, akpe me ho sebe anya mesia mefe jojoro bledidi vevien be leke ye fe shadows so le tight ha eyi vi ke akpa ko jujo la pemea ya David lenu akoko akpo ye peme gbo wenegbe vide to de igbo ya adeda nenye be gonta to igbo memenyoa yiwa afofu awo emenwundo just dede yova mia ati ofe eyome akpobe leke tututu wokoko le. Hello, good morning.
No ni agbanwa ka kejujo.
Kelo.
Ya le doji.
Mi ole todo.
Ako kobla de zakaji.
Yo.
Agba obe amontomo te yo fo na dobe. Dati nyenya na daranya mara kuku na nana zula to na nya. O fa bola nguro ni ko dar nga papa uma. Afimia du esna skakara du sifia. Le nya somo le sekero rafia. Ugo ba lu na mapo. Ite bola ngo yo kaka nyonu bla bola ko dar ngo tamala sama. Makro ha aga su dola la ganda le nyaji la fama. Tama da kukunu. No nyanko sama no de baba na wo va aku ngwo akọ bọrọ okoro ma gbo ngwo fufu okodara tamaneni yenye nyanya gbanto.
Okay.
La Sike Road.
Yo.
Atebijo.
Papa.
La nyau na tapamedi. Ai ti ma da shamuta. Gota da siya da kala hu bodu na kata. Atuk. Amanya ayu kayo da tu of mogau turu. Onye kota guruguru kala agbo hasi yati. Tala nanya ba magma fa nyangu. Ko la ka alla aduma ni sasama agbona da ku fifi lai. Ta to kukura da mari. Fifiya ndo fufu. Nana wu agbaruro da atenwa putri. Manyu ba na da no komre kota gamu. Nyanu iko mekoba na ma agbona mikatala ahu prepe golobio.
Akpe.
Nkaka manenyo.
Yo, nenyo na wo ha ba vai gota o me ne me yo te fe wa mi anto mi nyao ne mi galo yo ma do ko mi lan ku do majina me yu le te fe be mi de jesi o fe te fo ba bebelele tututu meten le ji na gota yo le vi yo le mi asi me fe chisifa o meme echo. Hello, good morning.
Morning, study Joe.
French.
Okay. Where na milu.
We now ha.
Me so ko me do na o ta ma do na o.
Yo.
Wele doji.
Mi auche.
Yo. Ogbon nya gede. Opo o si me ko la tere tin yun lo o ma kekera no lia no va si me nto elia step eye. Te fere le tunire me nyokura. Bola adudo o onugodo desmi o orura yen gbale fimi bla do re raba me ko dare fimi ni le nto afele jeme menu ni le kuku awon la koji foji ko chegbo bola na yo o ma ba ku yo ke o le ko pre gata me o le ko pre fimi e bola ko le e fimi fete wo de be ku taji yo so afo global ebe huenye ntitike ile veven lili wi enya me ponu ke mi nuke reke ya tamere kuku amero chowa nekle jawa ko bola ko pre gata mi amo anu mi nye anu kokko de gata mi
Frenchman.
na to ya kina me enyi me ko na ro zigiri amere we ko me kine ne ko tabata sine gbenye kula mi me fu mu ya to ya kina mele bola to che gbede ka kuku kui megbo ya nega bo wonu ke ni a chegbe ta me ro ya le ku ya me poto e ha no nyu okuya ame ke ma kwa no le fifi ai wan me o ti trere penu keun bo me si gbe ya ko apen keke me no wele doji
yo akpeke ka French man if ya be mi opete kule ne ojo sigbe am me fifi na mi o ga ke manya me ka we ga do le mi me hega ne mi cha fifi he ko mic mo ponu do amese me gbo be ne chi na mi be ne ipo be gonta o me hola ya dem podo me adudo kule no vio beta me se ma chi na me nyo ele be no wale yo le wa wale ke fifi aga bia do ki o se be ke me ka o kon enye ame o hele enu gbegblan wo mi ke be mmeten kpo na o hele o me ja fo se fa ji ne be nya yo ton gbe do ale a be ko di akoko. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm okay.
Mere kwe kelo. Mi atoke ya.
That is your FA now.
Pe na ha.
Mm.
Oh. Mere ku ne akanga keke be magbulo nya tangwa troyo mi ma ho ya mamle to fe mi ayide la me sen no nya ogbo. Abale ke mele gbulo ni ane. Mi ofete kule ne nyebe mi le jaje nyenye nya ogbulo ma. Mi kpo na ehegba. Etu ata eyomo. Kake meka owe egatuo nenem me gbogbo mo fe megbe aga no nu madameji ya owom. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, morning.
Yeah, welcome here for care.
Good morning.
Morning.
Omosi.
For Mose.
Madam.
Oh, mega se won kokpode. Moy, no ba body.
FA now.
We na oche.
Mbaya february kaunto election na go to that.
Abaya fe.
E jam sa ku democracy.
Yo, mi awe ba dakolo.
Yo, no me tema we ni kweta.
Okay.
Ale jaje nyenye se nyado. Anyam ka ale jojwa.
Oh, chinam.
Enyabe ameku kwa jaje nyenye se nyawo le Ghana. Obe zun la ntoi. Kola mi abete mi le meyalo. Ni tu koblibo atun po ameku fe setu atun ile nkulombe ole donu ile wole Ghana. Boko se anyo afi. Yaje nya tam ka oke to nawa. Easter gwa. Ni feye ye gwa. Ni election gwa. Kapi yo kwa ofe allowance we. Tawo do ankoji ameku na jaje nyenye yiro. Oni apete mi le meyalo. Gake enye pode le nkulom. Kate ele segobere efe atro atinabere o wa konta o be gaki bulesi o be gaki bula sema ameki du gaki ameki wole kate ameko tutu yin na me tu kwa le jaje ya ne peme minister me boa o vote o me boa we yo me ko fa na wan so je ta wa no ti gbe o ye te le to le wa fi ni abete mi le so ni o me du kwa ni gbe ba jaje yin me le je no le we egbe mi gbe yawa adobe no jira gomelo ni holiday america mo ko ai domo amechale kuni do ito kasi ni nyam ni bibe Ghana ni kene city enye mesusu ku nya pete wawe dawa felete la meso ko america ma ku to me store de ko amechale ku le me ni government ni kwesi de ko tukwa me atu enye pesusu enyo na pete nya no njajere ato
yo susumi odo dai ele tefe tutu kake holiday o me ba sugbo wu mi hunu a ya miaga be mi jira gbo medota no anye holiday mi obete anyo ya ba kake na mi wo egbe mi gbede efia be dedudo maga ava mi afa gota o mewa mi afa ho megbe homonu de o maga toa bele echifafan yo o le bene mi a ato pe mo ahe fi wo le gbagbam to ere o maga wawa. Hello ma ho ye yo mamle to la pa. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. That is your mother, okay?
Me ho gbe na wa ke.
Ye now. Na nyu na mi klo for dollar kata.
Amen.
Ko imano de kaji.
Okay, for ima.
Da pere jojo nyenye nya yo ka gbo ma me sia meleta. Mi ko mi afa de dino no le hua. Enya na mi to ko Ghana godo. alebe ma nyanyi ma gbolo nyato yepa nugodo de fon ekpobe ehu nodo marketa hu market ban kuma afọ jidele fuma 3 dola ko ko sa jijo 3 yakene ide fuma ma pojo jaje nyenye nuwo de kele fi ma o ma jibe efe ya me kemi do abele ka won to gbele dungwa lemia bomenolao mi yom ye mi blonyare na mi ami twa for dem kaba benemia pe nyawa wa nyanya tepe manye yokata yi mi le se mi fa so do wa ya kamenye we yokata nya gbebe evidence awo ya do yi le ya ama blonya na do twa for dem wa enye me ide kuma fi mama check na no wa o ma wa ko ndre gba ka ne wu abe media do la ki yi de fi ma bubu ano wo ta wonya me ne yu won gbegblena yo fan kwa di le yame ta le yo kaka ya ejebe ne mi nya na mi information kwa ya ja gba bele ko won to gble ya na so for dem ne mi ayi le tefa nya ko be enuode ele tefa ne yo kata mbe mi akọ evidence akọ dem kokoko le ya do ya me nsan ko mi agbe evidence me tenwo ne mi on to mi ya ka mi nya mi afa witness alu mi afa mi nya mi afa me gbe dabe nu ya ka me ya gboro na mi ya ele tefa ta fe ya ma ya wo do ma ona mi abana o le gbogbo be oxygen city abe vota alo hunto ma e ka me de gbe don go via mele tefo ko ta do mo etiok e chi ha de fuma poto nye ba fo di o de le ko ko la siame e ba ba de ta kwari ya fa bo ya po ho market da e ya e ba ni de fo di be do me de fo di be ayi e ke ho ya poto kemia kwa yo le de miaude miawe a cancel to me ponu wo malo alu miawe ana wa de ji
okay
akpana amene nyu profenya sala kata
akpe kaka for you ma ta fly che mi akwekọ sere afi era wele be mi agblo emi chole jaje nyenye kwa mi le la mese nya ogbo amesia meme phone koto jaje nyenye nya ndi a ma agblo be mi ameyo katan le godenu mi la gbagba de sian de jem hele nu gbokpombe nsi anu zonyu alo mega ekumio eyo kata mi dadanya mia awo wo mewundo na oxygen city nya ya ntonu a enya fe gomeje fe klefe nu wenye be chadidi deva ya mede ekpo lezozom le mia pa blogi o dejesi be mio eke hele mio mia gbombe menyo na mio de o mia chemia toga nyu amero to alo fi ke wo chwa fefa eya fe nko dadareji ya okoko nami tai ko dan ko deji nami kwa fia be it's a duty and a responsibility be me make sure be ya wo katan ya me fe ejaja nyenye o cho afonwe plus so be na mo le nko se sigbe no di cha cover fide o ma gblo be o nko ko nye la me ya o ke bon enu oche o le ground sigbe pepepe he so papele nko ta mi obete mi awavu akọ le nko dadan ebe wa anomion mi afe ya gbogbo mi afe oxygen city enye mi afe ya gbogbo ta mi afe ya gbogbo de o benyu ta mi iji ne mi adidi egbedudo ofe nya o mi adidi jototo kule mamle pete eko mi anko ma aga no mi onga ke mi ameyu o le fie de meje mi anu be minye oxygen city o akpede mi afe yoyo kule nu mededota Zoom Lion containers over the holiday period mebobo amo papa me nyoko after the holidays me kpobo ba no over clear me de weto ta nenye be CK road to me kpodo mi agbo wa ne me kpa chodo ma me yo kata ma dare kaji ma dare kaji ahon me kokolo gbo eyo ado mi agbo echole wona fe akpa ya kwa wa ado mi agbo mi de la me se me no nya oji On to health, away from the speak out segment, we discussed sanitation, and on health this morning, we're going to look at allergies. I think so. I have my guests from the Whole Teaching Hospital, ENT, Erica Pedo, and Juliet. Also, your way, our Egbepe Nufafia Nami. Good morning, Davi Plefo.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Many happy returns.
I hope you are doing well.
Doing very well.
Okay. So today we want to bring some information on allergy to our listeners. Tanemi be allergy. Me be ne no chire o alo ne we chire no alo no chire we.
Okata.
Ofete yareka kwe. Okay. So mia ase egome nenye be allergy ni ke gblomele. I think someone is speaking Ebere and the other is speaking English. Hello, you're all speaking Ebere. Well, I know you.
We'll be mixing it up.
Okay, that's fine. Mia IAG, and mia say allergy egome, leke oko jone.
Allergy. Anyway, mado jana todola mi kwa bendi. Let me be allergy la. Allergy en tope fe gbe me nko ko de fuvide. Kake abel he gblenra ne ewe chirinde. Ke mi be allergy vo adobe ne amegbetola. We have what we call our immune system. Yeah, me be soja viko hola pa play dolele kuko ha gere mi apelam. Ne ozube o react abnormally to ndo chemical de mi apelamela kemi be you are allergic to enumie. Okay. Alo echri no kemi okume. The allergy fe gome de pe ko nyebe mi ape amegbeto fe reaction koto ndo ko he mi kode mi apelame alo we have contact with ya wenye allergy.
Okay. So if you no back by via well and no low immune system and no he koko the system me reacting to it.
Mi ape vo no hele mi apelame ya okpo no, and the thing might not be harmful.
Yeah.
Kake they see it as not normal for them. Tawa react abnormally. Because nemi jimi for nucho nuke ohenye allergic substances away alo allergens away. Wapobe amede yazen ma wonde kenyo. Kaka mede chezen ke menyuna mede chota. They are not necessarily harmful substances kake. Amesia meklele ke he efe nonomele. Ne efe la mekwe okwe nuke imedeji sinyoro la ke react abnormally.
Okay. Yenye tanya ike umile nufu kuda miya iji ale buwale nkude nububu wonti jesi dede yuo America de kedo wakpo nenye ben open system ele reacting to substance de woko de la malondu de yiko woko de open la malodu miya lenkude those symptoms won.
Okay. That seems and Jessica, he na got that Jesse. Bama they have allergy. And the way anybody agbo baby nkula ifie, ngochila ifie, ifemele ifie, epe skin chele ifie. Nkuano adashifa, ngochiano michiwo. Efeme che akpo ahonhola no do lepe. Efeme achuna be le flames feel le efeme. I don't show me thank now. They have difficulty in breathing. It depends. Okay, I may come into contact with. That I mean, some people okay, symptoms. I'm not sure one of back. That depends. Some are very serious, and some so they are moderate and mild.
Okay.
That it depends. Let me no question, but no problem. Serious. You have to actually come to the hospital for checkup. No question now. It's all very serious. Especially I'm not here who starts. I'm reacting to azi granite. And then when they take it, you see that the person will be having serious breathing disorder. So we advise that they should come to hospital. Then we see.
Ndudu konya
that's cheleme.
Okay.
Perfume. ajale pepe bleach and all is you can't really pinpoint one. I'm
Okay.
a they can't even know what is causing their allergy. Yeah, share them
Is it as a result of age? Ala media global ile aging type system le no chiro alo ete wa mesia me.
Eta wana mesia me. Like if it's in a daughter level hereditary, and no people mama, it's a blood thing. I know little people mama. It's possible, but you can also get it. So, see, it's not about age.
Okay. So that's symptoms they. Let me awo anyawo. Must we? Let me zan was the kano wami. Allo me aga zen continuously. Let me zan them me problem me system react to it. If we are not so sure, be allergy yo. Me aga to answer another time. Then you bo owa ape me aja for the nea. Aje koji moji alo aje jesi debe. Aba me nyawa me dele kwa me do ablajo. Yeah.
ya eleme me eno nye be zigbanto manya be nuke he du ai well
Okay.
edo hi edu no gede lenkeke me eme gbe ba kpo be ile reaction de kpo ta
Ba
ano
me jona instantly.
edo jona
Another
instantly edo jona immediately edo ne du vo ma den de ko jeje reaction de kpo ke won to nya be nuke edu fie ya e ko he ana o yi videla ke edo hi atoto kene ga du kei abe nchore me du nuke sigbo wa me ke ya be gbeche ga lenye wa e ke o he va patala ko nya be o e ya me sorejina yo ta menye nududu ko alo nuke ha ko defo me ko ndole atwa kanwi na weche e ya che e ata nye colleague be atanya jalen heza atanye chihile do hie zomo traffic he ele he ya fibubu e chike he bazanche nwe me kpochi mi abe nuke he mezana o ta ezu nububu ne ke geriatin ezu fufu ame ata no blood wo me kakaka mariato e wo he gere me zire within that seconds ko je nyenye ano nyenya no pepe e fia be we ya menyu na o so it depend de nuke he ever into contact with as a matter of fact e honye deli ne do akodu fifila like madu de ka wavo ke wi je fie aje pepe over me like akodu de kamavo
Okay.
amedecheli acha toto ta toto ola ela du holo oko tofio oko nude na toto video aleme ako he will react
People to like that.
so eleme and the issue adobe kemenyanya health nya reke mi no gbogbo but it's very severe. Some can have severe respiratory problems. Some can even have a whole skin problem. Because of that. That is very important. Be no jesi de enoko ano atwano kataki poeji for you are not identifying be edohi chifa fede nuelelo exposure to ndeo tawe agbesi agbe ko le moji le kataki treaty where you atwan de kamieda cover and you are free.
Okay, ta enke fia be mi ano ne mi zandela le be mi alle nkude mi adoki on nkulele da menwan na apa ato anya be nukere nyona alo nke menyona yo abe ma na egboro mi ate no ndo treaty meanwhile nde bole no trigger. Okay, ta ne mi te identify no treaty so onye enu onye wodana no onye hereditary alo wa manage na onye ne menye hereditary when talk le de ka document e kpo benu ya trere do dania mi ava koji ava report e mi ana mi article leke mi a kpo egbona mi.
Okay, maybe allergies yade treatment melon per se do komi manage ne the first management enye be de na dejesi nuke tututu enye ope allergy tane tan dejesi ya kemine na atedale no. That's the second treatment, avoidance. You identify and then you avoid the allergy. Akene ekpobe metanle jesi detowa atanva koji and all the lab tests na there are some tests that they do. Wakoko check. But I benuka tututu allergic to. Ta still no identify allergy now There are some people they give them maybe identity for the allergen. Abe, maybe one bracelet, the one that be allergic to this. Alo maybe open food, the one that be allergic to granite, allergic to this. So that I make it have a power. Any doctor or any nurse I attend to her. I never you are allergic to this, then maybe I a chicken. So they will not prescribe that medication for you. Alo wa gonna make a do you. That one to help na. No now a banda alo identity card which is showing that you're allergic to something. It helps people to identify nenanelo what tank bedan way. In severe cases.
Okay.
So we recommend no now those kind of identity bands alo cards way. Then I'm no time identify when I'm go am I allergic to this? That after that no more. So those are the management treatments. Yeah, there's no treatment for it.
Okay. Mele chebe ne tasi no do for some time. Then go gava jeza. Kofi ba tasi wa me do globo. Maybe enwa le dunu ta ya gbojidan ne domechocho vire ne gava ze maybe magawa.
Ne le lamena ko le lamena we. If the body identify ambe o immune system ele no wa. Menyo we le control. For me immune system là elle le gbegbe e o le evulen ne do le kuko hava mi apela me. Tane yo kponu obe menyu na yo la o identify iko chugbe mi eva ikeke he akula o kponu obe menyu na yo. Tane
o record
idaran ele memory eme. Ta anytime he no kumie gere la me kola joriat.
Okay.
Ta ene tun dejesi be menyu na yoko efia be we ai ekimi menyu na oko. Adasile.
Okay. So the medication pakpaji. Ya meda globe side effects. Anye side effects na medelo alo side effects of allergic to those medications. They are two different things.
Side effect ya chenya bubu ye. Let me be side effect amesia me clay aton have side effect to that medication. Kake amero to akano too severe. Maybe to one of the components of the atike no vuvo we. Ta no dejesi be siai ne ya kwa matimie ko ele reacting to no kimi life ya be we ajala no kimi kun le menyu na o.
Okay.
Ever because matwano amatimie makpo side effect ke he will identify be it is common to everybody.
Oh, okay.
Ya ta be side effect ya be ne nuila o che watun react. Ameke che nu atun akpe gake amede anuela to ezo adverse effect if ya be ya to kro ga gbo mi ai make anya side effect be nya dem ya beti mi nu amoxicillin ya amede wi fie vide within some time ya okpa ya o ngre si be ba to na be wi afie we gaka amede to ya enwu pete chei make anya wi fie amenya mi if ya be ya to la react abnormally to amatie. And talking about medication la elle est very important. Elle veut dire ben mi aveti mi va kojila ne la machi odzala no jesidei be amedo tunglo na be amachi ke kone menuela elle me feel na eke report esi ai ne bia va koji obia na machi la bro oh doctor amachi ke ko ya ne menuela elle me feel na eke ne minya be you are reacting to alo ndele jojo no esa matimie ezigbola maybe you react abnormal like reaction ma va nyogbere ka ko arrest respiration arrest of respiration okay assist ta ata estado ngoglebe sometimes la mitongo refodia ibe o react na to so and so penicillin or so and so ta we are naming gba ko agban le ko minya be if you are prescribing anything la it shouldn't be penicillin based amatilo alo with certain components of the amatie.
All right, hemeko. Mi afanya salao. Mi anto mi gase gbe chepe nu medede. Tanenye be endeje sidokio. Bene izana ne o here food alo die fu na kwa. Afia be na ajujo kra alo aide koji dodokpo wo vuvu yi wo wa kwa pere wa deje se nu itututu ya. Ne wa awe ne na adeje se atike to chenyi mamle to ogbo. Nrudo to le o deje se nu vuvu dust, perfume, even line you o le mi agbo ya be me pets we
Yeah, me be pet.
amedoche tamia de eno le vovo to konye be na le for de dokuon anya no itututu hemenwa na ole yi demo. All right. Ako me penye mamla ni akọ akọ sedafi.
Okay. Enyi nyunya mamle to enyi be garomela enyi mawande ya wa kosa mede pe dolele na ho gakenyi menyao.
Okay.
Especially me perfume sasa. Garomela to amedo ngula. Alo no hume kula merola. Bedun kujipa be men no hume le po de me ma di be me le festre tota de me bu festre kota ko dora. Asa perfume bubu de sometimes asthmatic patients so le mi anwo le yi. I'm really allergic to certain strong scent.
Yeah.
And no woman we are you are fine with it. Kake e kosa mede ya pe dolele one. Ne bi azende zen vide ko. Kake shu sigbe anaba mede ya pe dolele aba ho neta mile fodon na mesia me le duchela menyu na mesia me. O chele nkude to khonye de be do ko ya du ne du vo ko je ba tru evo vo cheto menyo na ne du ko konte kule godo ejebe ne gake no le du ebe adi le menyo na oko me kazen so let's identify it ne menyo
Okay, that's just by the way. Akpe de nume de ata. Ta elemia bozon. Ike mi gasele kwa. Chokbaji nsi anu ike unti do awowa. Na kpo da be eleke yefe unti gbanle ewona. Yento yefe system eleko wana nkufie na ya inye na ule bubu opete ngochime hena na ya ne na ale nkude dokyun agbe nemia a kpogbo be mile de die ya okata im ya fe nume de lao la mesendo wala yo cho ho teaching hospital heno mi agbo to ya peto Eric apedo ple apeno Juliet owusu mi akọ ekọ seda fi echo mi agaba ahe no sosron ple no fafia bubu avena mi. The rest of the segments comes your way. sounds brings us to the news and the views segment. We brought you health is very important to know who you are. Know thyself. Know thyself. Name me agan of comfortable buchona jeo kwele nuzio. Do they knew your tongue way manya. The other time I was having a conversation with someone, ebe stroke fe fe nyawo you a momenya chanwa. Ye nabe ono gbogbo ono tito diname. Da fifi ya okon yo no ejoto crazy. Like fifi no so strong vale stroke no. Da we be kafu wala kokoi kemi no na joto nama ever didi. So it means that ne menya no ola asusube ele yakene gomesesi eheva so asiola anyabe oh ele bon ya kwenye nu yofia mi egbe ejo de mi afeteji yake mi menya be nu yo zamilia ya gbo iwo cho ta cho gbejide. Know thyself.
Maganye girl also.
The female to ever.
Then you senior school. Girl also.
Emosi ogere. Argentina to e. Oh, okay. Like fifi what ga lek bolo si bolo.
Oh, maybe.
What ga lek bolo? Mi ga le.
Oh, women so.
Girl si bolo.
Girl si pa mechiche oche.
Ogule na mechiche oche. Ogule na the vioche anyway. Well, so the vitukutuku. Oh, okay. Next time, the vitukutuku oto. How would we know? Maybe like mi tatare zana we mi le. But your to is it's a way that they have ajanede.
Yes, but
Run through.
By your choice is na.
Yeah, they sneeze, and I'm sure they also react to those things.
Yeah.
And then the viewer, sometimes we see skin rashes. Some parents are able to identify by products.
Yeah.
Anytime it's any villa, they wanna like we have some parents like that, especially with the. Kono Bablada legend. I don't want to mention any company's name. Ta. Tofi me call Bablada legend. I hold on to do for me. Who on who's for me? I brought to another view at how like Petepe. Plus, Sosion, ta, eleve very loud. Yes, me at Togo making me. All right, so if you me, I then you jungle of pow. Me a hair. Wopetanya Okulemede over me. 8 o'clock we'll have a conversation with Dr. Bele, and that will be on the revocation of the MMDC is the appointments, and then the appointees at the assembly, government appointees at the assembly. If you chop tenure, Evo, Ekemi, Ozufoma, very soon Ozufoma. So we'll have that conversation and get a few understanding. So the papers ready this morning.
Yes. I have the papers here, and let me start with Ghanaian Times. Ghanaian Times. First day at office, President Mahama fires DCs, direct coordinating directors to act.
First day at work with action.
Yes.
Okay.
The emphasis is fires.
Okay, that's the headline. Whether they revoked or fire, so whether they go to say, because I'm sure some of them have even checked out long time after the election.
Honestly, the gidi entire joga Kenya, and you may not prove a poor melvin no sigbo. At least a $11 no G. Our programs were that I'm your now we touch all already, then they take over. And I can tell you right now, a lot of the activities, a lot of the projects are going to be a standstill.
So
and who is going to lose?
Their firing came too early.
Yes.
It came too early.
Too early.
So you want them to be there. Someone will say you want them to be there so that they can use those few days to sabotage the new government.
So whether sabotage, see, the first point is everybody have to realize I'm a Ghanaian and you have to be patriotic. That is it.
Has that been the case?
We have won the political colors. We leave the patriotism away and we are doing our own things. which shouldn't be the case. At least, no now office, either political appointment or what. Ne yele dede, onyabo ile jujuge. Still, pay attention, concentrate, do your work.
So even in their absence, the technocrats are still there. That's why they have departmental heads.
Yes.
The budget officer, the other people are all there.
They are all there, all
And they
right.
will
But there is somebody that must sign the final letter.
The coordinating directors are acting.
So
they-
if you
they have
now, it means coordinating directors will now have more work to do.
What have they been doing before? They've been signing papers,
Yes, they have been signing letters, reading through, and
reading
signing.
through minutes, reading through letters. They
Yes.
receive a lot of letters.
Exactly.
in a day,
Receiving visitors and
receive
here and
visitors
there.
and all. So, okay, I get it now.
Mhm.
MC, if what they've
Wait.
already been doing. For how long? But we
And
understand
don't forget,
Majidjo.
regional minister, Opete Chegele Femilo, Wale.
So, regional minister is now former regional minister.
Yes.
Automatically,
Automatically, it's formal.
So it means that the chief director, will be acting until a substantive minister. Okay. So me manage every that was what happened in the second term of President Akufo-Addo. Just imagine the pressure on the coordinating directors
Yes.
when it took almost a year. That was at 9 months.
9 months before
Afe-
over
before-
German, and knows when we torture to travel, darling, or what to happen to government businesses.
So now that he came, first day in office, realized that we do not want to have that issue. Eyikebe MMDC, so you are a developmental agents where
Yes.
you in the representation of the presidents, Lemiagbo,
The locals.
the locals. Ta nenyebe duklola mata no afisi afi ka MC o yo ya wo Lemiagbo mi ana okpo ya okata ya honu chocholo
Yes.
edokale ji. Now your chop do ahead delay, then how are we going to
Enyakemi. Tayak enyako kim kulomere so
so there's two sides to this to the coin.
development agent there va to come and ami feel like be ibe aba de chide luvudo ibe aba de chide aiboboe kake elebe mka municipal
Chief
chief
executive.
executive next sign they give approval that thing will be hanging there because there are some clause that will be in the letter that will demand a higher authority to approve.
But the chief, the municipal chief, the district chief, metropolitan, they are political, appointments.
I get it.
The
All
coordinating
right.
directors are there.
Yes.
No, the civil servants.
So my colleagues, we are all Ghanaians. They should just be working until a new person comes. Maybe a month.
Whatever you would have
Then-
done, our home January after January 7, after
But we were here. But we were here when even the president started. Let me say majority then
people.
pushing bills to parliament to approve last minute. Started appointing people last minute.
And
A
promoting
terminal
people.
conversation. They said free SHS bill. Look at the time they were pushing. Meanwhile, they have 7 years. They couldn't prepare the bill for parliament to approve.
And we're blaming the minority then.
Yes.
Bayowe and Abe that couldn't
bill
push
MAU.
through. Okay, so we'll speak to the experts and see how is this going to help us in a few days. Move is it in place or elebe newa ala la vie happy. So that is why we'll be having him to speak to us.
Yes, okay. So let me continue. We are not micro minority MPP MPs fires.
Speaker is always full of humor.
Yes.
And once in a while
At
he
least
throws
once,
that
yes.
in. So that's why he stated officially, I am
And
not going to refer
I-
to
I-
you as
I am of the
micro
view.
minority.
I'm-
Like
I'm of the view where Apoyo Makin is at least quick to like Ele Jojiakpa Nekbojidai.
you think this thing it started Hokubotrova Parliament when they came back after the election of Botrova Parliament. I met Apenyomaki Fejokpo Lemebe no. This man is not going to. He started saying we are going to hold them their feet to the fire. Any time onya na opportunity to speak to the media and phrase the amevona lefe nyame ape interview. I jagbabe igbola ideme. So you realize that he's going to be a thorn in the flesh of the majority, even though you don't have the whooping majority. and they are either micro or macro,
Micro.
or whatever you want to define and redefine a minority. They are not going to give them that breathing space. Well, gbogbo jinoge now alegbegbe. So and that is what he means. Everything he would want to react, even
yes.
on the inauguration,
Inauguration day.
for him to move the motion. So say, I thought the 24-hour economy will start
begin.
now, but since they said they should adjourn sitting, so
Neck budget. I just go make about something dog boy.
he was, he didn't want to sit on the minority seat. So the spirit that me phone never should go and sit in the minority seat to fear whether the spirit has accepted for him to go and sit in the
Menyawe chamocho.
the minority
Menyawe
seat.
chame towe, chame trowe, chame mawowe. Rona moizo never knows it.
Okay.
Yes, let me continue. The government take measures to avert looming crisis, power crisis. Then that is Chief of Staff Julius Deborah is speaking. Then Daily Graphic.
But that is one of the developments I am not getting, because you told us on the day of inauguration or inauguration day, that's January 7th, that we have only 2 hours. 2 days. That's 5 hours, 2 days. Fuel. And then if nothing is done immediately, the country will be plunged to doom so. Now, IES is also saying government needs to take urgent steps in addressing the situation. A meeting was held yesterday. But there are some experts or stakeholders are saying the comments from the Usogo Yape member of parliament, is too quick. He's pressing a panic button because the car power ships or the equipment they use LPG. The majority of them uses LPG. They are not using the fuel. So the fuel, is used for emergency purposes. Feeds machines that takes care of emergencies. So if that is the case, so why didn't he clarify in the interview that it's for the emergency plans? I'm referring to the emergency plans. I'm not referring to the other one. So, but we are waiting for the full report from the meeting yesterday. We understand that they'll be giving us the report, the state.
Whether they are pressing panic button or whether the problem is there.
Yes, there is a problem.
We all know the problem.
So during the transition period, and that's why you got to know about this. So what did you do about it? Nothing. Because an assurance has been given to you that we will take care of it. Now they are gone.
They are gone. Say they are gone. And seriously, the ex-administration made the capital.
In what capacity are you saying that? In what sense?
The power sector, they should tell us how many megawatts they have added.
That could have been done at the last state of the nation address.
Which he did not touch. Have you seen? So in all this, then they want Muhammad to do what? Which magic?
He says they have the resources, they'll take care of it.
So maybe they don't know that it's as deep as this. So now that they are faced with the reality, they have no choice than to now say it as it is. Honestly, everybody is speaking that this is the situation. We are going down. If have you noticed that every evening the light will go off?
Yes, yesterday it went off again.
Yes.
And even the voltage.
It keeps fluctuating. You see, that's what we found ourselves. And
even long before, during the Xmas period, and then the night of dissolution to the inauguration,
light off
on and off.
In Parliament, light off.
I thought it was only my area, but I realized many people in the area.
So I will blame the former administration. They did not try oneself. Because we were in this country. President John Mahama has produced excess power.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's do local governance, and then let's find out a few things. So I promise I will be having a conversation, a brief one, on the revocation of appointment of the MMDCEs. So we have Dr. Harrison Kofi Bele on the line this morning. Eyike miocha mi te plenya de we gbogbo ho amero wibe e ga chuakpa leke for the day ade leke wakwa agbon no le mianu, is it in place? Agba wonye wa dade mi afa coordinating director so jibe no ano acting instead. Good morning, doc.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
By His grace, I'm doing well.
All right. Akpe, thank you so much for accepting to speak to us this morning.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right. Okay, Tommy, I'll have a video. Ekude agbala yike do cho iva icho dupolo lagbo na mi afe mo mefiawo le du ko me godo be wa dasi le donu eye coordinating director so wa hodo fe tefe a eyike nu onlo ya dogo amegedo bu ibe o e ga chwa akpande maga gboji dan video wa e ka agbadada de mi afe coordinating director so ji ko wa nyira be yo che do de lo si wa wo le ka o le legbo
Akpenjo. Metro. See whatever they hear me.
okay
Yes. The whole process, whether of public office, anyway, once the year is getting to an end, and there's every indication that there's going to be a change of government. Just as a public officer, you start preparing your handing over notes.
okay
So this should have started somewhere in November. Whether you will still be in government or not, you are required to prepare a handing over notes down. And if that has not been done, even the elections were conducted on the 7th of December, and by 9th it was declared. And then it was very open now that there was going to be a change of government. So for whole 1 month, if you cannot prepare handing over notes, to be, I don't know why you're in the office.
So must they tender in their resignation not for any release from the president? Ebe no adasi le don no ke bon yon to bon lebe no anglope asi de le don gbanle a sigbe wo lebe no ape.
Oh,
okay.
and you better say that does okay, say ya ye and we for kode. Alo ten ya gbobi aba unura. Ebe that we handing over notes that right?
Okay.
Because after November we aga you as the chief executive.
Okay.
That ever handing over notes, then why garai. That hobe na gai jira, then look why jikuli. Kake adubela oh in the office that you not do anything, you wait and then no message you came with the president, you go with the president. They are aware of that. That make your core man babu woga dare conducting directors with you.
Okay.
That's it what the yebi.
All right. Just a few minutes ago, my colleague was saying that although those projects will come to a halt until a new DC or MC comes into office. No fear that project comes to a halt and then another MC comes in who magavai that doji or vanya food the namia pengo idoa.
No project will be halted. All projects that have been started will be ongoing. Okay. The coordinating directors have been given the mandate to act. There's a threshold for them that they can sign up to. The Kajibe and Doreke Ato, will be supervised by the coordinating director, this time in charge, together with the other officials of the assembly. That Doreke Man charge will be Doreke Abeleke one on an Gake contract here, Oma Gato Asayo.
Okay.
Oma Tanko, Ameya, this is, and the protocols are there. I mean, this Hobena Akra, Mata and Beru, who will be about sign contract, allow they are renew this contract or they are document beletry, and then Maganoju.
All right, so there are some letters they can sign, there are some they can't sign. So,
Yes.
what
And
one
then
side?
there's a threshold for them.
There's a threshold
I mean, they
for
can
them.
start checks as well. Yeah.
So until the MC is in, Eyo Hemenyanyo Tower Kola will be hanging until the MC takes over.
Mm. Yeah. So they will perform the duties performed by the MC. They receive information, process it, direct, and they act on some of them until a substantive DC is appointed.
Okay. So how about spending? Can they spend money at this time on anything? Since you said projects will still be ongoing, but they can't sign new contracts.
Yeah, that's why I say that they will spend money, but there's a threshold for them that they cannot exceed.
Okay. All right.
There's a threshold. They cannot exceed that. But for the basic things that to keep the office running, they are entitled to approve those expenditures.
All right. Okay. So in the absence of the MMDC, it doesn't mean the assembly or Omega led wow. Every
So
other
one
thing
of
goes on.
the GE assembly members over no perfect work where we see no ID pepe abeleke uledene. That this obe office man ma affect ni deko do IGBT the decentralized units obete one of doji edokehe contractors ke assembly engage le do one of do wa ya ko jebela payment ke wa ko fifiela ma wu a certain threshold ke wa na auditing directors e wa to one sign.
All right. So with the other time you hinted there, Honorable Bernard Ahianfor has been tipped for the first speaker of Parliament, and it came to pass. Do you have any names for the, especially Ho here, Miape Ho Municipal Assembly? Do you have any names? Are you hearing of some individuals who are being tipped for the position?
Yeah, for the whole central whole municipality, I am aware of about 5 people.
Okay.
And having assessed them, I can confidently tell you that they are men and women of high caliber who are capable of doing the work if given the nod.
Okay. I am tempted to ask to give us at least 3 names, your best 3.
At the moment, the assessment is ongoing. The process is ongoing before assessment. And it is after the assessment that the 3 will be shortlisted. So if the 3 are shortlisted, then that is where we can also pull our hair out to do some predictions. And then for now, there are about 5 that I'm aware of. There could be more than that. But I'm aware of only 5 people who have put in their applications. And I haven't looked at the 5 people. I think they are all of high caliber to move the assembly.
So you don't have that one individual that no matter you'll be so much disappointed though.
Not yet, until the 3 are shortlisted.
That's
they'll go through the process,
yeah.
and the 3 will be shortlisted and presented to the national for one of them to be chosen. So if they are shortlisted, then that is where we'll come in to do our assessment and possible predictions of those who take over.
All right. Thank you, Doc, for speaking to us. Have a great day.
My pleasure.
All right. That's Dr. Kofi Harrison. Well, governance expert, lecturer at TPUC and HTU. Before the inauguration was here, Nami processes of lectures on his and then it was the same thing that happened. And he tipped that Bernard here for Honorable Anye, the first deputy speaker of our parliament. And then he also said that either the second will go for an independent candidate or to the minority if they are able to lobby. But I think the advantage for Siama is the fact that he was there. He's been there, and then not to go back looking for a new person. I think that was his luck. So you hear from, you've just heard from him,
Yes.
and work still goes on.
Mm-hmm.
The action taken by the president is in place.
Okay.
So you should know by November, be ya prepare. You pay handing over note that I. Then you will do then you know maybe the likelihood is maybe Wagwaga maintain
They
or
will
load or they want to bring
continue.
someone in. By December 9, declaration. Over a phone. I may you hold Jidudu. Over declaration. Minyabo president elect. Make it kwa. Already you should know. A deep neck intel. After the election, Honorable Divine came around. He was in the office, but I understand this week he's not been in the office. So maybe if I've offered them Hamleo. So once again, good morning to you, Honorable Divine Boston.
Yes.
Jeremiah, you were.
It's a stage.
We are waiting for who will come up. Who came after Jeremiah in the Bible? All right, so that is it. 5 people. So it means that we have a woman in there or women in there, because he said these 5 people are men and women of high caliber that can do the work. He don't give us their names. So. He's trying to be careful or more careful.
Yes.
And Mr. Nkodeko is only one person that's we are hearing of. There's only one person I'm hearing of. Mr. Nkodeko. I can't even say I'm I'm surprised to hear 5. That will be shortlisted to 3.
Any day, whether Mr. Me, I want to just keep calm. I make a no cover.
Then
And me encourage me already. Never do.
I need to encourage the person. You know why you are coming in, so we have to check you.
Yes, about miss. And you may feel I'll be a checker. I'll check. So honestly, I mean, mem tunkume do never wa. Me say I made on a comment to pass way. I made all our berenu ha. Hey, you le campaign wala. O berenu ha me do. Ta vivia ho do give a move je party flags we tiro up women over je apply and when you do it is not the issue. Na me qualify couldn't qualify. I mean no outdoor. Anyway.
All right, message here. I don't know if I should read it, but that's your understanding. I wouldn't mention any name though. So for this, I understand FO. Okay, but I think they are looking at reducing the payout for the first or second month to allow for financial breath. All right, we are moving on. That's the decision of the president. Like, we are looking into the books. The names so now you know you were 5. Over shortlist me to 3. And among the 3, that's why we call you honorable. Okay?
And the way they are lobbying around. The way they are lobbying.
How are they lobbying? They are seeing some people.
They are calling people.
You know what? To hear somebody went to borrow money from somebody to go and pay assembly members to be voted, like what we heard. And also when that one person is chosen, no or what assembly talk, but no accept that vote accept them as well. Wabazu no reject the person for the first time. The person would have to go and come back again. Got rejected because that's not their preferred choice. Then they'll bring in another person after Wavanloni. Then the guy will fly here and there, like what we saw in the second term.
Menu. Menu. Ne hogala bien si wo hear me about the concert wa den we the like
accountable. All right, so when you afford these are just few word of caution to you. We've been there before. We know it got fresh in our memory. That's why we're able to recall and then.
Honestly, they are our benchmark, and we'll be using it day in day out.
All right. So now let's move on with the papers.
So the Daily Graphic says Ghana misses inflation target. December rate inches up to 23.8. The government statistician is says this. He said, we have missed the inflation target rate."
Then so they had a target of the SWAL administration, over you are no 2024 inflation target of I think 15%. I can mark below
They are not able to push the figures quick.
SWEV. That meeting a John and Emma.
You. Then Ablekumanov is also in the news. Ablekumanov returning officer stepped down. Collation exercise suspended for sixth time. The sixth time.
I bet you are for.
This is the second time.
He doesn't let down. But he's saying to bring him back.
Yes, they have
That's
to bring,
unfinished business.
they have to bring him back.
You have an
Then yet
unfinished
the
business.
working until the gila me.
Why would you resign in the middle of something? Something you have started.
How can you create problem
finished.
down?
Then you say you are resigning for who to come and do the damage control.
Ablekumanov touch no tonu ke me hesa to vai for the whole 4 years do not have a representative in the parliament.
No.
What is that?
Shouldn't be the case. So he says to bring him back. He say he has resigned.
And
He's
there
done.
is he never know they will bring him back. They should just go and bring him.
It's to assure the people around
Yes,
that
because that person,
when he
you
says he
interview
has
the person said he can do the job. Now that the job is it halfway or hanging in the air? Never would done because
you can't imagine the fire on him. You can't let theater or make that decision. You just say they should pardon him, but he has to come back and finish the work. We paid you for the work done. Or do you want us to bring in someone else and pay the person extra again? Oh no. So he has to come back and finish the work.
Then what good news here on Kofi Tutu news? They say Mahama to scrap import duties on vehicles in the first 100 days. So Ghana.
I think that is directed at the Walado specifics.
Okay. The way they put it there,
Yeah, let me look for it.
The 4 independent MPs join majority caucus in parliament. Then
the 4 all.
That's what is being quoted here. I think the 4.
First it was 3.
3. So the 4th person.
So if the 4th person have realized that when you parliament to bring development to your people and you go and be with the minority. Yeah. How is that going to be for you? Okay.
Then the new crusading guide, Mahama revoke appointment of MMDCs. Then CBTG, Metallo and Swiss Beta Gold brainstorm on responsible small scale mining. Migalen Kejiko, Mas Chul and Moyagbo. Then contempt hearing against COP Yohonu and others set for January 13th. Menyawe Achefenya Kigali. Volta Ghana Investment Company under scrutiny for selling lands under litigation. How? The Chronicles. Mahama's investiture, Zoom Lion lauded for cleaning Accra. Zoom Lion got pop-up, low.
Hey, earlier this morning, someone was saying that Ohena over allowances now only when there's festive season.
Yes.
Well, so not too long ago, I was having a conversation with someone on the payment of the people because we don't see them again. They are not on our streets. So I understand the contract is you have to work with this number of people, and it's government that is paying the people through Jospon. So if government does not release the funds, Jospon or Zoomla will not be able to pay the workers.
And Jospon.
And sometimes Jospon makes the payment. And when government releases funds.
Good. He's supposed to make payment. Whether government releases funds or not, he's supposed to pay workers until government pays.
So we don't know if that contract has expired though. And then Amo complain of arrears owed them by the company till now. We cannot also tell whether it is government may release funds now. A company but I call Hefena Maolo a low contract ever So we don't see them that much on our street here. Make a corner blue, mark orange reflector, mega lekbo. If ever for them make
They tell me on they tell
I still I cry toy out or galedo that they would have to praise them
oh
as
by
the best teacher.
okay who to make po keke de chongo be bola taxi make po lo bola vaina
And some line tough just the daily keke no.
The car actually omega they have a channel no and you know they complain over the years ganya kwe.
And so why should I be in that? Remember in that enyebe bedudo eke here during the festive season till now. Gagwa hele mi agbola fe me kwa le yade mi le nu fole nu.
As a flower pot.
Ya meko hele gbono. Anoku ano chacha. Ahe alo. And the amount we even pay them. No one never me now any special package for health care. Anyabo at least subsidize healthcare now subsidize they now because of what they do. If any other government will want to go into this contract again, me menyao Adele. Yeah, mile mokpombe why iji alumaga iji we'll see how all of these things will go. And the drip machines too.
Oh.
We want to know where they are so far.
Anyway, so Metro Lines, first day in office, 61 NDC MPs abandoned Parliament to lobby ministerial position. Yes, I heard it. 61 of them were not in Parliament yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yes. It's just bad.
Yesterday after inauguration, no. Post Chasey. You see what people are saying that your MPs are no ministerial position so that will be in Parliament.
Yes. Don't even no Parliament now.
Because some of them they are only fighting, they want to be there first term, second term, third term, so that my government comes to power. I'll get ministerial position. They are not delivering, they are not doing anything. Constituency, so you see some of the agendas, the individual agendas. When I go, and the next one is Major Speaker. The next one is Major Deputy Speaker. The next one is Major Minister. Yes. Constituency la ministerial position. And unfortunately, that ministerial position now constituency will just check if our So if after the inauguration and you will absent, 61 of you absent yourself, because we know that only 60 ministers we are going to deal with, and understand this includes the regional ministers. It means I'm sure we are not going to have deputy regional ministers again.
Yes.
And that is in place. What are the deputies doing? For instance, the second term of former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
May I appoint any deputy?
Agbadochi, Dr. Lechape Kojia. Agbadochi Kojia, because the chief director is there. He should, because if the regional minister is not around, he is there. He is being paid to do the job.
Sure.
And he is a technocrat.
Yes.
The technical know-how. Sometimes they give advice to these people. Food
soldiers Then Randy Abbey, Dr. Randy Abbey is also in the news.
Yeah, they were calling for, they said they should give him the
sports minister. Ato Ahoy is suggesting that. Is calling on the president to give him, and on what grounds? On what grounds? So it's a question for the gods anyway. Then CAF increases Chan prize money to $3.5 million.
Why should it be him and you're asking on what grounds? Would you ask that same question when a Greek minister is selected? When the health minister is selected? When the education minister is selected?
Okay, so this is it. The people are there. We know them. including Dr. Randy Abbey. So why is Atuahoy suggesting him and not maybe Stan Dogbe or Basintele?
No, Basintale
Basintale.
to be sports
And
minister.
so I asked, why not any of those people, but these people? And a lot of, even former MP Vanderpoy is also there. He has been a sports minister before.
I deliver whilst he was there.
Good. So he delivered. If you have a period, the whole element did you anyway. And when he was trying to fight the rot there, you understand. I heard Kwesi Nyantechi's last interview. They say, I heard Vanderpoy say, who is Vanderpoy? After all, it's irrelevant. That is his comment. That is statement. You see, so I realized, and I heard him the last time. He said, if he's giving the sports ministry, he is going to do the undos. So that's the question. So why Dr. Randy Abbey and not any other person, especially somebody who has been there? John Mahama has been a president before. That is why the whole of Ghana has decided to give him the nod again. Somebody who has been a minister in that sector. Why not that person again? Dr.
Well,
Randy Abbey
let's
too is also in the system
Let's
anyway.
see.
He owns a team. Out of Lion belongs to him.
Yeah, tired. So you should know that he has a background. That
So
is why.
Are they not opening the door for him to export his players, to enrich his team? Maybe build a big stadium in Bando for Heart of Lion.
Okay, so at least these people are Ghanaians. Even if he exports his players, they are Ghanaians.
The same thing I'm talking about.
They are Ghanaians when he builds a sports stadium because we been promised an ultra modern sports
stadium.
facility in the Volta region. Where is it going to be located? So anywhere, it's still in the Volta region.
Bando is for you.
Oh.
I work class here.
No, it's still for Volta.
Megbo.
Yeah, do fool if you for most jagbo. Wa ko mi Bando. Yeah, wa ko ball stadium wa gbo aga trogbo. So it's okay. More than to that fi ne ho je megbo. But the promise, the element never me kokoko. Very soon we'll start looking at the promises specifically for the region.
Yes.
Nengobodo mo mefiavo. Nengobodo ministers vola. Because in his first 120 days, then Mr. Gomebe, he have 26 actions. Ike take.
We take that of the voter region from it. We are going to bring the people here. And you are talking about the dollar femia gagbo fe wagagbaga glopiti. Me no maki dan. Although yes, because by that time the campaign time, you may be only dole. 5 years on me do nyan talk bozo.
Dova de anyire.
Dova jain. Ta 5 years na dova gbe atrozo.
2 days ke dole do ke kemero.
Yes. I joke. 118 days to go.
Yes, 118 days for. So he says, when you conclude, let me remind our listeners again of those that will be happening under the 120 days in office.
Okay,
the first 120 days in office. Aiden.
Okay, let me take the last news. The National Inquiry said Mahama reaffirmed commitment to create decent and well-paying jobs for the Ghanaian youths. And I'm sure it's also part of the 120 days.
It's not part. It's not part.
Okay.
Let me read. If it's part, you know.
Okay.
So this is Mahama's first 120-day social contract with the people of Ghana. These were the promises even before you elected him. Okay, so just a quick reminder. Number 1, nominate within the first 14 days the complete list of cabinet ministers for parliamentary approval. So it's 12 days for that one. Then constitute the leanest and most efficient government under the Fourth Republic in my first 90 days in office.
So
Toyota, my sister, one or absent, or look you.
yeah, so the process has started yesterday where they started appointing vetting committee members to
The 12.
to start their work.
Okay, so the forming committee is power. Me too, I do. I can say for one of them. That's 3. Establish a robust code of conduct and standards for all government officials.
Seriously.
The enemy form cabinet ever. You nominate within first 14 days a complete list of cabinet ministers for parliamentary approval. Okay, me have a constitute, me have a leanest government under the Fourth Republic with the 90 days. Bla asieke. Kemi me establish code of conduct now. Those some mopete alay me call no me offices way. Is it a new one?
I'm wondering. I'm wondering whether it's something that they have not heard before, or something that is not there.
So the code of conduct, hold a national economic dialogue to discuss the true state of the economy and prepare a homegrown fiscal consolidation program to guide the budget. That is 4.
I'm praying that dialogue will not involve spending. No,
people of the view.
Adu salad
You expect us to go and sit.
I call report to have a Helena
Meeting 10. So at least 10 they can eat from their various homes.
That's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, lunch day.
They no for break. I mean, 7 days no hanela do no.
Okay.
Dokunu de watch a video no you know that. But you see, a gamelio power sector we are in crisis. So me like Gadimi.
I have no inauguration. No gamelo anka. The Comiano Parliament, I manage the Parliament.
Yes.
Maga invite these heads of state.
And you wish, me. You wish. Omega invite. And no invite. No head of state. They have Anthony Girardo for do. Nejirado for do. Nejirado. Umolope. I never pon netrojo. Serious, Gamelo.
It's all those diplomatic calls.
The decoration book, we were talking about who wins the contract, how much is involved.
GBC. And they say he's an international, decorator, a staff of GBC.
But he's an international. A staff.
International.
Wait, I want to understand this. He's a staff of GBC, but he's an international decorator.
Tometi something is his name.
See, this kind of explanation. Maybe more excuse me.
I even saw it on GTV, but I saw it on GTV. Okay. Our staff.
So how is it working? I actually your dominant sign attendance book. Letiku ahoga.
Maybe our municipal assembly so decorated so lemon. Then you national events where decoration a hair one now I have now but they are staff of the assembly. Never if we call those one
again. Good. So that's why I'm asking, is it international at the same time staff of GBC? Which is
screen, that's what they wrote. And that was what the presenter said.
Charlie.
So people 4 points out of the 26 actions to be taken in the first 120 days. The 5th one, within my first 90 days in office, scrub the following draconian taxes to alleviate hardships and ease the high cost of doing business.
Somebody say nuisance taxes.
Start naming them now. One, the e-levy. I saw something this morning from a community to the president that to develop the women's bank, don't scrub e-levy. I'll bring you that one.
You see,
even an economy expert earlier too also stated where a gamelo.
Yes.
Tamimega scrub taxes.
And mama there ameju ava bella good and no nyagbele platform and jiako they should scrub it off.
So why were they not loud when both parties were promising us the scrubbing of the taxes? And again, some of them were against these taxes, but they are choking Ozu, Kokuti, Agbadro. Oh, this is our expert and co.
And seriously, they'll come out and say all sorts of things
Because
right
they
now.
don't have political leanings.
Affiliations. So right now, they'll be saying a lot of things, writing a lot of things to make the government of the day unpopular. But believe you me, even no scrap taxes, right? These taxes will resurface in another form.
Oh yeah, mayor ya ominyo. Do throw say robbed Peter to people.
Yes.
Wa kwa to mia, wa kwa edusi akwa na kwa mia akwa lasio. So levy atangava in another way for
Yes.
COVID levy, 10% levy on bet winnings and emission levy. Obete ole under first 90 days in office, the first 3 months. In office that 11 mi no heck book the first 3 months and yaga nene mi aga wanna do in the next 90 days.
It's just
Within my first 90 days in office, review taxes and levies on vehicles and equipment imported into the country for industrial and agricultural purposes. So you read something,
yes,
the headline like that. That is Mahama to
scrap
scrap import duties on vehicles and equipment for industrial and agricultural purposes in first 100 days. Is the first 90 days.
Well.
So let me see the categories you will. It's the same things I've read that is here. So it's just a reminder of what will be happening. The first 90 days, 14 days, and 120 days. Because we have 26 of them.
Okay.
So number 7. I'll end it on 7. Commence drafting needed legal amendments and prepare for implementing the 24-hour economy policy under the office of the president. So 24-hour economy policy implementation of 120 days.
No. I disagree with the aspect of the policy.
This thing has been here. We discussed it. You never disagree.
They say prepare. I didn't now come to prepare it.
They will commence drafting the needed legal amendments and prepare for implementation.
Well.
Or implementing the 24-hour economy policy. So they'll commence the drafting. Say you better here. Le 24-hour economy
and you know, whenever they are there, like who were free SHSE for 7 years, they couldn't prepare anything around it. As some people were you see, for all this while they have been shouting 24-hour economy, all these things should be ready. So when you vote, and I can tell you this 24-hour economy play a major role in the second coming back of John Mahama. So all these things should be at hand. So quickly implementation this thing shouldn't take them no long time.
So it's just 120 days. You know you pete YG. Ma boji DVA or.
Ma boji deng, but probably when the folklore do an export than a phone. No, oh, net that do an export folklore in a phone. Yata, esema. So you have been shouting all these years, 24-hour economy, all the laws, everything should be, the legal framework, every framework should be ready. Implementation is what we should be waiting for. And I'm telling you, people are more down over so whether 24-hour economy KG and I can tell you that I'm ready. We're no pre koya dogome.
All right. Edole. I'm trying to get that community. I think, is it Guta? There is this business community that's telling the president not to scrap the e-levy, that those monies could be used for the development of the women's bank. When I get it, I'm not specific. That when I get it, yes. I'm trying to get it.
And let me bring you just one headline.
Sure.
Free SHS.
We are not even down with the portals.
Yes,
we want us to
I think we'll leave it for the communicators to to
Okay,
yeah,
that's
to
fine.
do. But there's one fine one here. I have a Gabu story about the thing is Charles is saying when you are sending your word to school, add food.
Yeah, Charles the Gary and Shito and the state. So maybe I say if you oh no school, you better omega call me under the free messages. Omega call Gary at school. Omega was Shito. Omega provisions wa.
Chokra me kwa America me ba flasi atukpa meton kokpere gali ekple ton. I'm telling you.
Charles like globele ne kema like bojo. Mela is kitchen no.
Only rice. Rice vide kweli.
So they found their voice.
Finally they have found their voice. So
that's interesting.
That is where we are right now. And seriously, mele fine be power sector there's crisis, education crisis.
These are things we've been saying that politics should be absent in their discussions.
So how do we remember you tomorrow as a president, former president, or what? How can you manage a country like this?
Like at watching Amibe, he inherits country plagued with doom. So, man, don't imagine. Okay, he kept the light on. He living behind a Ghana that is working. Yeah, quite a kind of junior. Oh, he came mele working too.
Anyway.
All right, so God willing, tomorrow we'll continue with the 120 days actions, the 26 actions to be undertaken by the new government. Frank Abor stated that he was categorical. The people who were here in the studio making all the, I don't want to call it noise, around the first 120 days and blah blah blah, and also the Volta region, what they said will do for us here in the region. He will make sure he brings them back.
Yes.
And when the work starts, yeah, we will be back.
You the fella. Me di menia tu sweetie, eradia chami bomwe, sami sufrewa, mami drete, sami frewa bro, nyami frewa bro, fi se wa maya this year, we no come to play, see nyame frewa, I swear, fi se wa maya this year, man no get to play. See, I'm a friend. So he said,
Still the Global Morning Show. We are streaming live on Facebook, Global 105.1 FM, and time for the opinion segment here. Political communicators, do join us for this conversation. We have the NDC rep and then Movement for Change, Williams Tenu, and also Honorable Kerubin Kofi Ziga is here. He has crossed his legs. All right. Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, good morning,
good
beautiful
morning.
Gijo.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm not bad.
You are not bad.
Yeah.
You keep on getting beautiful all day long. You are not growing.
You want me to grow?
Like, yeah, you
No,
know,
I am not
the
supposed
Gijo we know, the only thing we see is that you get fat a bit, then you slim back, you get fat, you slim back. That's those are the
Means
changes.
you
yeah.
have been monitoring me.
Oh, yes, and then including my good friend James Gay. Where is he at the moment? I wish he should have come to the studio. I want. He's doing handing over notes to me or to Agama. He's doing handing over notes to Sefaji.
Who is he before he has to hand over?
He's
to
the
you?
director of communication for the elsewhere gone government of
but,
whole central.
Election may affect you all. The executives, this election has affected them.
James.
But you all know what on you, and then the next executive election, for me, I may decide whether to maintain them or to.
One could they like if should have let me that archives man. You don't know studio the NDC will never come to power over my dead body. Hey,
Don't worry, because
James
he's not here
Lagbelo.
this morning. No, Lefia, we can throw this one.
That's
at
why
him.
I say,
So
where's
he-
my good
so
friend?
He responds.
He is the one when we meet and we are talking about beautiful Gijo. And then he takes his personal. And then
Anyway,
Yeah.
we are back after
Yeah.
the elections now. First time seeing you in
Yeah.
the year.
yeah,
So
good.
it's just in place for me to say Happy New Year.
Yeah, many happy returns.
Sure. All right, Williams.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just want to use the opportunity to say a very good morning to our listeners and then the members of Movement for Change in the Volta region and the whole Ghana. And congratulations to Honorable
Yeah.
for assuming the seats of government.
Yeah.
We hope you will not repeat the
The
mistakes,
mistakes, yeah.
of
won't-
NPP.
Yeah.
Because the last hope of every Ghanaian now
It's on us.
is the NDC.
Yeah.
And I said it here yesterday that if President John Mahama failed Ghanaians, or if the NDC government failed Ghanaians, maybe this country will be given to the military to take over.
Really?
Even
Sure.
You want that era?
yeah.
we,
you know,
we really don't want it, but that will be the last hope. And I think the reason why I'm saying this is that it's just like the politicians are not disciplined. Are you getting it?
say some.
No, let me make it general.
If you generalize it, then
Because we can't say that your government
yeah.
for the next 4 years will be perfect. There will be issues.
Oh yeah.
And if you overdo some of the mistakes, it means that all politicians in Ghana are not disciplined. And the only institution that is disciplined, that can take this country to where we want it to go, is the military.
You know,
So, and I think there was a poll. Is it a poll from Dankwa?
Institute.
No, Musa Dankwasi. Is it Global Info Analytics?
Yeah.
Global
And
Info
it
Analytics.
projected the military as the most trusted institution. Are you getting it? So for now, we will not give them that. We will not give the military all the chances. Let's give our hope to John Mahama for the next 4 years and see what he can do. But please, our hope is in you guys, and be disciplined as a party and a government.
All right. To chip in with what you have submitted, in as for much as we are advocating for democracy, as for the military coming in now, I, for one, I don't.
Sure.
buy,
So be disciplined in your implementation of all the policies, and everything you do now, let it be. You said we are all Ghanaians.
Yeah.
The president said, "You are Ghana, I am Ghana." So everything you do at this point should be centered on that name that the president has given to all of us.
And it's a duty bound on all of us as citizens also to be disciplined.
Okay.
Sure. It's not just with the politicians,
politicians.
but much is expected
From
you
them.
then, because
Sure.
you came promising us a whole lot of things.
That's it.
You came wanting us to bring you to office and all of that.
Sure.
All right. So let's now delve into our stories. Let's see if you can be able to tackle all three. So we are going back to the story you were here that we talked about yesterday on Doomso. After that, we understand there was an emergency meeting with the president in his office where he calls for urgent action on looming power crisis. So President John Dramani Mahama has expressed shock over the severity of the looming power crisis as he assumes office. This follows concerns raised by John Jinapor, Member of Parliament for Yape Kusogu, regarding a severe fuel shortage threatening to plunge the country into an energy crisis, commonly referred to as Dumso. Speaking after President Mahama's inauguration, Jinapor revealed that Ghana's fuel reserves are critically low, with only 5 hours of supply remaining. But from there till now, I'm still not getting. Well, Jinapor also criticized that outgoing administration he criticized outgoing administration for failing to secure adequate fuel supplies, leaving the incoming government in a precarious position. During a meeting with a delegation from the World Bank, President Mahama emphasized the urgency of resolving the escalating crisis, stating that immediate steps are required to avert widespread power outage. Meanwhile, the Institute for Energy Security (IES) urged President Mahama to act swiftly to avert the possibility of Dumso. So there might be something looming like Dumso, but where it might plunge the entire country into that crisis is what we are here to see. We understand that 5 hours fuel, we have only 2 days, but 7, 8, and today 9th. I don't know what is happening. Honorable.
Yeah. Before then, I want to say a lovely good morning to our cherished listeners on the Global 105.1 FM. We are exceeding the limit this year because we want to go further and further. You see, beautiful Jijo, to me, I was not surprised the outgone government have decided to, in other words, leave or to create the impressions that the coming government is associated with Dumso, because they claim to have solved Dumso problems, and we said they didn't. So to them to prove to Ghanaians that they indeed solve it, this is how they want to plunk the nation into total darkness. The question here is that this is not the first time we have done transactions under the Fourth Republic. There are sectors that are very critical to governance, and those sectors are always being protected by any other government in respect to your predecessor. But because Nana Akufo-Addo is the most wicked president under the Fourth Republic, and I'll take a clue in the statement made by Honorable Kofi Aman-Boada. He is a timely reminder to all of us how not to govern a country. How can you be living, and you know very well that fuel reserves are the things that empowered all our private power producers, even the mainstream and all those things, and you intentionally refused to even boost the reserves. And during the transitional period, you didn't even put it before the transitional team that this is a looming danger that is ahead. You lied to us as if all is well with the energy sector.
Ajinapo said he was part of the transition team, and that's when all of these things
Did
came
you-
to bear. And the outgoing
Did you know that
administration
somewhere
said
last year, June,
they
July,
were going to procure parcels of fuel, which they did not do.
like somewhere last year, June, July, there were agitations from the private power producers that government is owing them a lot of money, and if care is not taken, they are going to shut down their plants. This government quickly came, it's not true. They are not owing them anything. They will do this, they will do that. You see, my problem here is this. If Nana Akufo-Addo meant well for Ghanaians, he would have done the needful before even the transitional team coming to find out that we have only 5 hours of fuel left for the whole nation. But thank God that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has done it before, and he will do it again. To me, this fuel issue is no problem to Mahama. Mahama came and met a shortfall in our power supply. He faced doomsaw and he solved it. He left behind an excess power producing powers to the extent that Dr. Bawumia came and said that what they are now getting into the economic difficulties was the excess power that has been produced and is not being used, and they are being paid for it. He said it. So the thing is that if you don't have much, how can you have excess? So to me, I believe that, this is just a peanut problem that Akufo-Addo thought to leave behind to embarrass us. But I'm assuring Ghanaians that this country will not be plunged into doomsaw. And doomsaw will be a thing of the past under this government. And we are going to revive the energy sector with different innovations and other plans that are there. As it stands right now, we are trying to even start our wind energy. And so we are trying to liaise with the Volta Basin from Sogankope down to Atiavi. Those lanes, you have a very serious sea breeze rains that comes across. So we are trying to build more power systems to come and boost the current one we have. So to me, I believe in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He has done it before and he will do it again. And this one is just a small one for us. And as he has rightly stated, he said we need an agent attention. That tells you that he's going to put his energy within these few days in office. He's going to put his energy trying to take away that embarrassment. And to the other side, I want our brothers that they said you should, okay, well, power is transient. But they should remember that if God maybe decided, this one is God's decision, NPP coming back to power will be the decision of Almighty God. If God decided, let me favor NPP back to power again, we, the NDC, then we will not treat them like this, because we care about Ghanaians. We care about the people. Putting Mahama and his administration on the line is not something you have done against Mahama. You are doing it against Ghanaians. You are doing it against Ghanaians. If this country is plunged into doomsaw right now, the shame though may be Mahama's head, but it is we, the citizens, that will suffer the precautions. So to me, I think that the elsewhere government didn't do well. They should have at least considered us as citizens. Or maybe probably they chose to punish us because we overwhelmingly disowned them and gave them an embarrassing defeat. So they thought that, Ghanaians, is this how you give us 38.2? Then we will give you 5 days in power. This is, they might think, because I know very well that Nana Akufo-Addo and his elsewhere government were vindictive against people who act on not on their way. So to me, I don't see it as a problem. And I also believe that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a man with big heart. He is capable of solving this problem. So Ghanaians shouldn't be worried at all. They should have their hope still in us, that as we have come to power, Doomsaw will not be part of our problem here. It's maybe I may say that the routine maintenances that the normal power producers and suppliers done, maybe they will shut their machines down for maybe an hour or two. But where it comes to the normal Doomsaw, where we have to be
is taking.
Oh yes,
Some
and
time.
to our distance, Gridco is supposed to do their maintenance somewhere in
That's last year, October.
last year, October, September, October. But the director was always said, "Oh, don't." And then they remain it down until this time. They want to do it. We are not perturbed by this kind of we call it sabotage act. We are not perturbed at all. We foreseen it. We know it does happen.
Well, he said the request, not just director, they say, according to that, the request was from the Ministry of Energy. They requested that the maintenance, yes, be rescheduled to January 20 to February 16.
Let me tell you something. The Ministry of Energy, the minister in charge, holds a political affiliation and a political sensitivity. The engineers at Gridco, they know the looming dangers if maintenance is not done in October. And they are requesting to do it then, before 20th January. But because the minister in charge then has this double standard. Do you know that the outgone minister at the energy sector has become the running mate for Dr. Bawumia? So I may say that NAPO is clearly aware of the situations that is happening at the energy sector. He is aware. So they just put it on, we call it guard trap. We call it guard trap. You set a trap, should the thing didn't fall on our side, let the trap blow. But if it want to fall on our side, let's make the trap neutralize. So they were thinking that, oh, let's put the trap there. If we come to power, then we can do it fast. But if it is not us coming to power, then let it be the problem of the next government. This is how they intend to do it. Because they know how to calculate ahead of time so that they plunk us into this situation.
Right.
But to me, their sabotage work will not wash, because we are ready to face Ghana. We are resetting Ghana, and we are resetting even attitude and mindset of Ghanaians towards good governance.
All right. Mr. Tenu, I know you were here yesterday when we started this conversation. But this, after we've had a conversation, that was when this meeting was held. And we heard that the privatization of ECG is one thing also to be considered to improve power distribution. So,
Sure. Yesterday I said it here that this problem is a serious one, and we just want to say that thanks to the new president for the swift interventions he is trying to put in place. You see, this whole problem is a problem of lack of management. You see, the people that are holding some of the sectors, just they don't have the leadership skills. Because if you sit down and watch our energy sector to just go down this way, it's so sad. Because yesterday I said that we use energy to even pump water Yes, we use energy to distribute water. So it means that every sector of the economy focuses on energy to thrive. So if a government will behave this way, it is so sad. So sad. I wonder. So former President Akufo-Addo will sit down and be listening to these things, and how would he feel that after running this country 8 years, your legacy is that you are living again, and you are living Dumso down for us. You said you came to meet Dumso, so you are also living Dumso down. It is so sad. So for me, I will say that the privatization, we've done it before, and it was full of problems. The PDS scandals, we all know about it. I just want to say that the NDC government should be extra careful. They also should not bring any privatization that will cost us much, because the whole energy sector, including ECG, is becoming a problem to the Ghanaian. And if they will do anything to privatize the ECG, please, they should be careful, because we are overburdened. The Ghanaian taxpayer is the burden upon us. They say we don't pay tax, but it is a lie. We pay tax on everything, even water. We pay tax. So I would say that if the president knows, or he thinks that the privatization will help the institutions or the ECG to make some profit, they should do it well. They should do it well. I don't have much to say, but at the end of the day, this whole thing boils down on lack of management. They don't have the management skills, and Ghanaians should be very careful. The kind of people we hand over this country to, we should be extra careful, and no amount of whatever the people tell us, we should try and look at their capabilities as to whether they can manage this country very well, so that at the end of the day, one will not go and inherit so much problems upon
leave behind problem. The other one comes and destroys.
You see the thing, it is not helping.
Okay.
It is not helping. So they should do something about it. As for the Dumso, we don't want it. We don't want
I'm not sure anyone wants it, because the moment the lights goes off, it just become uneasy.
It's a problem.
It's a
problem.
You are not comfortable. You become unease, and so I'm sure they will work on it. We only hope for.
You know, beautiful Jijo, let me just cap in it. You know how the energy sector was managed by the outgone government. We heard of the PDS, the other Misrovs, how they were able to do certain transplanting and moving of plants from the original place to where it is today, the monies involved. All those things were, I may say that, excessive and spending, which today is affecting us. Because you cannot use half of a money to establish a plant, and they will use ×2 to move it from where it is to a new location. And all these things were the result that we are seeing today. But thank God that is no other president than John Dramani Mahama who is ready to solve this problem. So, to me, assurance must be given to Ghanaians. We will do it.
Not only assurance.
But he concluded that they will do it.
Oh, yes.
And they should do it well.
We will do it and do it well. We've done it before.
The PDS issue.
Well, they are not saying that. I think it came up in the meeting.
Yes, that they might.
But maybe us to be able to generate more revenue, because
sure.
we understand ECG is running into losses and all of that. So capital loss and all. So they say that will be considered.
Okay. So if they are considering it, or if they are
You see,
done
Or
considering
maybe
it,
considered. So
if
that
they are done
it doesn't mean
considering
that
it,
they will do it,
they
but
should
if
do
the
it
need
well.
be, the various assessments are done, and then they'll consider
So
it
that
and see.
so that the president too will not come and say that he has been misled. Are you getting it?
Yes, I get it now. All right. We'll move on to the next one. And here's a good news to all. African Hill Resort is hiring. So they are hiring individuals. You have to live in Ho. So this positions: hotel supervisor, front desk officer, accounts clerk, massage therapist, facial and pedicure. So African Hill Resort, or a company here in Ho, is hiring hotel supervisors or front desk officer. We have accounts clerk, massage therapist, facial and pedicure. Apply now. You can send your CV to ekamechi1225 at gmail.com. So it's spelled EKAMETSI1225 at gmail.com, or call 020 888 7621 or 026 173 2763. Again, we're hiring positions for pastry chef. You must be perfect in a shawarma or pizza. We're also hiring grill master, smoothie or juice expert, kitchen supervisor. So there's this opportunity at African Hill Resort. If you are listening, you know a friend who is a pastry chef, can do shawarma or pizza, grill master, smoothie or juice expert, kitchen supervisor. They can again submit their CV to the same email address, ekamechi1225 at gmail.com, and call the same telephone numbers I mentioned earlier. And High Sense is here again with a Happy New Year promotion. They have everything for you at every season. So as we welcome 2025, they are up with something new. So High Sense wants to take a moment to say thank you to the valued customers, and urge them to continue to trust and support their business. And they are saying that in this year, they look forward to serving you with even better and more exciting products, services, and experiences. Hisense is wishing all their cherished customers a joyful and prosperous and fulfilling new year. Hisense Mamo Afisha Pao. So you visit all their showrooms across the country. Call 0302 550 000. Hisense everyday prices for everyday people. Our next story, we're taking you to election related development where we have Ablekuma North. We will bring back returning officer to complete collation, that is from the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission has announced plans to reinstate the returning officer for Ablekuma North, Vincent Obeng, to complete the collation of parliamentary results for the constituency. This decision comes after Mr. Obeng declared his intention to step down from the collation process, citing frustrations during the exercise on January 8th this year. He also asked the EC to appoint a replacement to continue the process. According to Mr. Obeng, the collation of results for Ablekuma North was incomplete, with only 3 polling stations remaining out of a total of 7. He confirmed that results from 4 polling stations had already been successfully collated. Addressing the situation at the collation center in Accra, Dr. Siribo Kweko, the ACE's Director of Training, acknowledged Mr. Obeng's frustrations but clarified that the declaration was not final. And he says, I think it is out of frustration that he's saying what he said. And I understand him, but I don't think that it is the end of the road. We will get him back. I want to put on record that the Commission has no interest at all in who becomes the MP. But we should be very careful with the precedent we set. It is the voter who should be their leaders. Okay, it is the voter who should be their leaders, be in presidential or parliamentary his status. So those are his own words. If there are some omissions, those are his words verbatim. All right, we don't want to put words in his mouth. So this one, Williams, I'll start off with you. So we are here again, Ablekuma, the last one to go, and it's still not going well as expected. Yesterday, there were nearly fisticuffs at the collation center.
It is sad again that the Electoral Commission is not being up to task. You see, let us stop these things. We should stop whoever. The laws are that on the day of election, whatever the outcome is, is there a copy of the pink sheet should be pasted somewhere. Is that not it?
At the public gallery.
At the public gallery.
Yeah.
Those who contested the election, they should be given, their agents should be given copies. Fine.
At the police stations.
So what is the problem? Why should we be doing this if everything is in place? The EC is just behaving. The whole thing is glaring. It's glaring. They should stop it. The election has been done. Just allow the will of the people. Then we all move on. You see, when you continue to subvert, the moment you do it, the people will strike against you. And the EC must always protect their credibility, not as humans, but as an institution. We have to trust them. We have to always trust them. So I realized the man was really frustrated. Yesterday I saw it in the news. He said he's gone. He will not come back. They should bring him back. He should do the right thing. No, he should do the right thing.
Out of frustration, it's like the pressure, the stress.
It means that they didn't do the right thing there. You see, when the right thing is done, you will not be frustrated. You will not be frustrated. Now, is it that, what is the main problem? Is it that the pink sheets are not up to at that polling station, or what? If that is the problem, what do we do? Is it that they will they ask that some of the polling stations they should reconduct the election, or they are doing recollation? If the recollation is not working, then let's reconduct the election.
That's it.
Let's reconduct the election. Then we know that here the MPP has won or they lost the election. But if you still want to insist on collation, recollation, and even you are not getting the pink sheets, then what are you doing? You are putting pressure on yourself. And yesterday I realized the man nearly fainted. You could realize that there is a certain pressure on him that is too bad. Look, let the EC stop. Let's tell the EC to do the right thing. Then they will also be free. Then we have a lot to do in this country. We should not be wasting time on just a single polling station or a single constituency. It is not good. We should do the right thing. If there is the need for vote, we should all go there. The people should go there and go and vote for their candidate. The ones they've gotten, they should put it there for each. Then they conduct the election. They add it up. Whoever win the election, then we move on. So I think we shouldn't even waste time on this thing too much. it's just wasted time and energy.
Okay. Honorable.
You see, I will say that the commissioner, Jane Mensah, should be bowing her heads in shame. Because and other commissioners that are with her, especially the commissioner in charge of training and logistics, the commissioner in charge of operations, these two commissioners must bow their heads in shame. This kind of bola, this push and push has never happened under the Fourth Republic. We've not heard it before. Under Jane Mensah, we've had 2 by-elections, some which to us in the days back were not even necessary. But she goes ahead and calls it for by-elections, and we did it.
Which of the by-elections were necessary?
One, Jatu Questions by-elections. Asinov wasn't. Because somebody whose citizenship has been revoked, giving you the temporary response from the embassy as a copy. And during submission of forms, you do vetting. So at the vetting is where you disqualify the person from even standing at the first place. Not that the person will stand, won election, sworn into parliament before you raise an issue. And you also gladly accept it, of which shows your incompetency at the vetting level. So, to me, Judge questions shouldn't be even huggled during those, but they were in power. Secondly, she's the only electoral commissioner who was hauled before the Supreme Court and needed extra explanations, but yet was shielded and was condoned by the Supreme Court that she is not supposed to enter into the cross-check docket. Yes. Of which she is proud of. That, oh, they have shielded me. And she's today. You see, at times, when God wants to punish you, he punishes you with different form of embarrassment. To me, this is a total embarrassment to her as a commissioner. That under your auspices, under your directorate, under your supervision, collision that is done at the police station, declared by the returning officer at the police stations, cannot be done even into election where even a president has been sworn in, a new administration has taken over, yet we are still going back to parliamentary coalition. How on earth? How come? This is what the NDC went to the IPAC. We proposed that let every pink sheet, every police stations had pink sheet duplicates. The ones that are for the public are pasted at the police stations or pasted at places that people can see and know that this is Agbasiape, Hodome Agbasiape RC pink sheet, the result of the police stations. What happened to other constituencies that were duly declared? And why this and that, this person, this people are coming with scan pink sheets on their phones and all those things that are proving what was declared at the police station becomes valid. And the law says it clearly that if a returning officer declared a candidate that he is the one that win the election and you are not happy with it, the first point of call to go is the High Court. Can't we see that where NDC was not happy with the declaration, the DCC, we went to the High Court and we asked the High Court to either lay injunctions or give us a way forward, and it does it. But here lies the case, and you are saying that, okay, fine, if it is the NDC or the MPP, if it is the MPP that is not happy with the Ablekuma North coalition, go to court. They are the very people, when we were crying foul then, they asked us to go to court. Today, has the court doors closed? Or the judges or the court clerks are not working? So to me, I call for either re-elections or a whole new processes to be done there. This one we don't call it by-election. When we say by-election, probably they will be filing different candidates, but it must be re-elections where the same old candidate that filed in the previous elections maintain their positions as it is on the ballot paper, and we will do re-elections. After all, going to parliament is not just an individual benefit alone. You are going to represent people. And the representation of the people has a lot of mandate. You have the legislative responsibility, you have an oversight responsibility, you have a lot of representative responsibilities and other delegative responsibilities. So a whole lot is on you. I was telling a friend, the duties of parliament is just the replica of an assemblyman, of which we, the assemblymen, ours is more even tedious than the parliamentary members. Because we are with the grassroots. People come and know you, the assemblyman, your house. They come to you with problems every morning. But you, the MP, you sit in Accra, only do laws, and only comes to meet us on town hall meetings. So, to me, I will rather ask, if it might not seems to be that we have the power and we are at power play, I was always calling for re-elections. Let's conduct it. The people knows who to represent them. Today, if the NDC is in power and the people decided to send an NDC member of parliament to parliament, it is their own decision. It is not the decision of the Electoral Commission to be forcing a candidate on the people. The people,
and they've clearly stated that they have no interest in whoever wins.
If you don't have any interest, there is this question here: is that the man, the returning officer, is now giving up? In other words, any other action from here to when he said he will not do it again, it becomes duress. It become duress or coercion. You are forcing him, or someone is coercing him to go ahead to do what he personally has washed his hands from it.
So it's against his will.
It's against his will. So when it happens like this, the only solution that is staring at us is, let's go back to that. How much will it take us? Let's budget it. Let's do this one and go for it. Reprint ballot papers.
Are we budgeted for?
Yes, because you see, a desperate situation deserves desperate measures. Desperate situation deserve a desperate measures. If it is only the only money we have in the coffers that can give us peace at Ablekuma North or any other constituencies, let's go ahead and do it and have a peaceful elections. In other words, if you force the candidate that is not reflecting in the vote of the people on the people, know very well that very person is not going to find it very easy dealing with the people on the ground. It's going to be difficult.
All right.
And these things must be very clear with that the constitutions and the structures of governance made it very well that if perhaps you force an MPP parliamentary member on the people, which they don't want, and the person who is now in charge at the municipal assembly definitely is going to be an NDC MC or NDC mayor. So if there is a disparity between the mayor or the MC and the MP, it is we, the grassroots, that will suffer. So to me, they should give to the people what the people want, because the voice of the people is the voice of God.
Okay. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Wow. Well, anyway, that's what they'll be saying. Well, we'll do the last one, the final for the morning. Free SHS lets your children come to school with Gary Shooter at the Chas Aegis parents. So parents, this one is to you from the heads of the Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools, CHAS, has encouraged parents to provide their children with enough provisions for school. According to the conference, this is to help with the feeding challenges in SHSs. Charles had requested the Ministry of Education to promptly disburse spending funds for the uninterrupted functioning of SHSs across the country, warning that unresolved financial shortfalls could disrupt academic activities and compromise students' welfare. A communique signed by CHAS National Secretary Primus Barrow highlighted the financial challenges faced by schools, which persist despite previous communications and verbal assurances from the Minister of Education during a Zoom meeting on December 18 last year, and appealed for an extension of the January 3, 2025 reopening date. However, the Ghana Education Service later announced that it was in discussion with the Ministry of Education to expedite the resolution of issues brought forth by the leadership of CHAS, and insisted that the students were expected to report back to school on January 3. Primus Barrow, National Secretary of CHAS, said in an interview that the situation had heightened and the help of parents was needed. He stressed that food supplies were not reaching the schools, and in some cases they were relying on the old practice of sending students what they had.
So they finally got boss, eh? Primus.
What did I?
No, Jijo. Okay. Because I'm boiling. Primus.
What did I?
Okay, I'll keep quiet.
Primus Barrow is speaking. What else do you want him to hear? But they were during they talked about the reopening dates that should be extended,
Sure.
but it wasn't heeded to. They made a call on the government that's the education ministry to release some funds for this to cater for what we are hearing now.
Do you know Primus?
What
Primus
did I?
is now
I don't know
secretary
if-
for second consecutive time. So
What did I?
Ayo.
Williams.
Ghana goes sweet.
The all the news items are just, it's just sad. They are all problematic, because if you are going to school and one you have not eaten, can you learn?
No.
You cannot learn.
You can't sleep. You
You
can't.
can't do
You
anything.
become weak. If you're hungry.
But I thank God that MPP members who are parents, some of them, their wards are part of this problem. I thank God. Because anytime you come up
Would
with
they ever remember
issues,
this is an inherited
they
problem
will.
from the Eswal
They
administration?
will. They will. They can. Yesterday I told you that the MPP, whoever will complain, for the next 4 years, is not ashamed of himself.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
telling
very
you.
much.
That does not mean that we cannot correct the NDC, but whoever will complain, then the person is not ashamed of. Because, look, the MPP has collapsed almost every sector, be it the energy, education, health, whichever sector, they have collapsed it. And this is so bad. No food. Even they called on the education minister or the education ministry. No intervention. It is so bad. It is so bad. For me, I don't eat much, but I like food. So if there is no food, the moment I get hungry small, you see that my attitude, everything will change.
Hungry man is an angry man.
My
Oh,
attitude,
nobody
everything will
gets,
change.
hungry and
So
then
we
still
cannot do this to the wards or the kids at the school there. I will say that fine, they are not in government, but this is an inherited problem. So we cannot blame this current government now. But we'll say that immediately, even though I don't know if there is a minister, in place. But if the chief director, if there is anything with the ministry, they should quickly do something and send some food to the kids. And if you are a parent, this is just like an advice to you to add more food to the one you have been giving to your ward. So that, because we don't know the time they might give them, the food will start going to the schools. So you have to at least cushion them for
their
now,
trunks, their
so that they can be
give them
managing
chop
that
money.
one. I was coming from Accra, I think Monday. Yeah, was it Monday? Yeah. And the driver was picking one of the trunks from the boot and said, "Hey, American do here." I said, "Fine." Maybe some parents have heard this ahead, so they made preparation. If your word is going now that you are hearing this, please try and then add some food to what they have already, so that they can eat well. And it is so bad. The current government should do something and send something on the school campuses immediately. Yeah, this one there will be no excuse to this. We have to do something very quick. So that is the only thing I'll say. But the MPP should know that they have done more harm than good to this country. It is so bad. It is so bad. Stajijo, I can't say much. Yes.
You have already said it. It's okay.
Can't say much.
We can only call on our parents
Sure.
to prepare adequately for their children. We know times are hard. We are in January. January is so dry.
That's the problem.
It's already dry. You can feel
That's
it.
the problem.
From even before the festive season till this time. Till this time, it's still dry, but they should manage it. The provisions are also expensive. 1 tin of Milo before you add sugar and all of that. But your word needs to be healthy.
Sure.
Stajijo. Me, I was trying to come in a different tangent against Charles.
Okay. I haven't met you, Joel.
Yes.
You have to relax now.
Because
Primus, what has he done to you?
Primus was the secretary to Charles. He is now in his second term. So he is now telling us that the looming dangers of shortage of food at our senior secondary school is only happening at the 18th December meeting. When was it? Way back 2021, 22, 23. When we were calling that the free HSS is not working. They keep quiet. They cannot come and support the voices that were calling for review, because they are afraid that when they say the opener will do something against them. They keep quiet. To me, I was surprised that even His Excellency John Dramani Mahama made it an open comment that now the headmasters and the headmistress are the senior, they are free now to talk about the free HSS, because he knows very well that they were afraid to talk. This problem has been there since the implementation of the free HSS policy. There were bottlenecks that we saw this, let's review this. They say, oh, we will cancel it. Now,
they've also called for a review.
Let me tell you, is in review in terms
They've
of
always been calling for review.
And what have they
also
done?
been calling for the decentralization of the feeding program.
And what have they done about it?
What can they do? They can only call on the ministry.
Let me tell you. There are things that you will do that post list. Now, Charles has decided to go on strike because this and this and this and this must be done. Whole government by the boss. Take actions, and if those actions you've taken have not yielded any result, today we will have packed your back. But sitting down aloof, watching things get rotten and you are now having your voice. Hey, I told a friend, if you are voiceless in Akufo-Addo's government, be voiceless now in Mahama's government.
How is that?
Because you are the same person that was yesterday, today, and forever. So you cannot tell us now that you have your voice.
Time
Now,
changes, circumstances
yes,
changes, and you
but
also
to
have
me,
adapt.
I don't have problem with it, because there is a good news on the way, that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said that there is going to be a dedicated fund
And
for
also the field will be decentralized.
we will
That
be
is the
decent,
supply.
and everything will be done. These Charles people were there. When the things were getting hotter and hotter, they keep quiet until they decided to distribute expired rice across the nations.
But that wasn't Charles's responsibility to distribute.
No. Listen, it is just responsibilities to say, hey, what we have received is not wholesome. They can say it. What they have given us is not wholesome until investigative these things come out to pop up the whole case before we realize, oh, so there has been rebagging, Food and Drugs Board has been part of the play and all those things. Where was just all these whiles? So to me, well, as you have rightly said, the call for Gary and Shito is even at the expense of the parents. And now Gary Olonka in the market, you know the cost. How to prepare a Shito, a bottle right now, you know the cost. Milo, one thing, you know the cost. Milk, one thing, you know the cost. So by the time a whole box is full, else like way back in the 90s and the early 2000s when you are going to school, when your chobos is fully loaded, let me tell you, if now you want your worst chobos to be fully loaded, you are going to spend a whooping 2,500 plus to 3,000. That alone,
if you want them to have all
the things that you want them to, or if you want them to go to school and be well satisfied. We were showing on videos schools that were feeding our children with food that, at least, excuse me to say this morning, that will be given to pigs. Just was keeping quiet. Even the very schools that were video, their heads didn't come out to support the call. They were quiet.
They're protecting their
what?
Their job.
Now, if you are protecting your job when you are quiet, protect your job and remain quiet.
How is that?
How is that?
You know it doesn't work like that.
No. Let me tell you.
When people are shouting here and there that freedom has come.
Let me tell you. No. I was telling a friend. Had it not been
for Ghana. So if the second independence is here, what do we do?
Also, you want okay. The second independence is freedom. All right. So we are now free to talk. So the question here is that what was your duty then when you were not calling? When we were calling for freedom, we call for freedom by all, not some. So when we want the independence, let all of us enjoy it. You were not part of the struggle. When we were struggling for the second independence, you were not part of it. We could have
how would you know that?
Oh no, the thing is that let's
pre-assume
that you gave your voice.
You can't
if you have been chastised by the Elsewhere government for adding your voice to the call for good governance, and things like this happens, we can reinstate you back. As a government, we can beautiful Joy, you have been sacked because we video Ola Secondary School, they are feeding, and you add your voice that it is true, food is in shortage. The children are hungry, and in fact you don't have food to even feed them, and they say, why did you tell the people the truth? Go home. When we come, we will reinstate you.
Are you sure you remember them?
Yes, we will remember them, and because you were part of the voice of calling for the right thing to be done. So
now that did not happen,
so to me as for Primus there, I don't want him to come and give us anything that is happening at the Free HSS Collodion, because what did
he say? He said
he said
drawing the attention.
So why didn't remind parents to give Gary, Shito, and other provisions to their awards elsewhere in 2021, 2022, 2023? Why he didn't do it? By then he was still the secretary.
So so in the story, he realized that he was trying to draw the attention of the general public to the fact that they actually did something. Even during the holidays, before the holidays, December 18, there was a meeting, Zoom meeting, where the assurance was given. They said clear the arrears, otherwise there'll be some shortfall. And you
So,
have given them assurances. They say
do
word of
you
assurances and all of that.
do you
Written
know that?
assurances, word of
Do
assurances.
you know that?
Until now, nothing happened until they left
Do you know that the
office.
MPP used the free HSS even in their previous campaign as a conduit for winning vote?
Yes.
They even go ahead
people still
and said
supported
that
the
things
fact that
are
their
right.
wards are going
As
to
I am
school
saying,
without
bro,
them paying.
the unpaid fees to the service providers or the food suppliers. Do you know how long it has been? It has been there since 2022. They are only giving them a trench. When you supply for 7 months, they will be there. They will give you 2 months. When you want to shout, then they add 1 month to it. But you were here, Primus. You didn't tell us that.
Maybe
the
your government
company-
should renegotiate with them.
let me tell you, beautiful Jijo. In as much as in we are coming to reset Ghana, is as much as in we are coming to make Ghana a good country for all of us. We are not going to take unnecessary pressures.
Hey.
Unnecessary pressures.
You are resetting. Oh.
Yes, we are resetting in our own pace. We are resetting Ghana in the pace of our manifesto, in the pace of our president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We are not going to take
So
any
even if
unnecessary pressures
your
from any quarters.
resetting will not inure to the benefit of the citizens.
It's going to inure to the benefits of the citizens.
All
but
right,
I am
thank you.
saying on record that we are not going to take unnecessary pressures, because when Nana was there, nobody was talking. Everybody was quiet, as if we don't have voice. Nobody is ready to, as rightly stated, they don't want to lose their jobs. So if you are here to give us pressure as if we cannot make you lose your job, it's a lie. We will not take unnecessary pressures from any quarters. As rightly said, the suppliers, when the government is owing a lot, they couldn't pay. Where is the money? We were saying that no, the free HSS is something that you hurriedly put into measures. It's not only food problem. Oh. It's not only food problem. Accommodations, logistics, learning materials, and now let's aside the free HSS, even our basic schools, the new curriculum that they brought, the textbooks are not there, the teachers are not trained enough. Even the free HSS, it's not about food, though. It's about even staff. There are staffs that are doing a whole lot, unbreakable. So we are going to recruit a lot of teachers to augment the already existing ones. So there is a lot of,
because you will be scrubbing the track system.
Yes.
So even there's no need for maybe recruiting more, because if the goals
so
the
I
track
was
system is scrubbed.
I was expecting Primus and others to have advised the elsewhere government that please scrap the double track. Do it this way. They can't find their voices, so they should be there. They should be there. To me, I am only praying that we will come and soften the economy. The Milo thing will go down. The Gary will go down. How to prepare shito, the cost will go down. That alone can lift a burden from the parent. Because as it stands right now, as I rightly put it, before you can give your word, like as my good brother has said, hey, American would work like pekpela. Before the chobos will be heavy, that chobos that the driver could not lift into the boot, you know the cost inside. And it's not every parent that can afford that to their wards. That no se me nwire yatade afoviklo tete. Mi ato we da bede. Kimi na me gari shito play no vie fe gamela osi ode. Share du gbe de vie ye na.
Sure. Let me chip in 1 minute. I think that Charles's the whole issue is about advising parents and also humbly requesting for this current government's intervention. They are not putting pressure on the government. And I know the NDC might have issue with some of these from leaders who could not say anything under the past government. But at the end of the day, we have to still speak out. It's just like you have two fathers, one is lenient, the other one is not. So you have to be careful with how you deal with the one that is not lenient, or else you might not get food to eat in the house. So I would say that now you yourself, you know what is going on in the country. Every sector is almost collapsed. So we have to be falling on the current government to help our people. This is a very serious matter. As for food, let us not joke with it.
All right.
Yeah.
As for food, let us not joke with it.
Sure.
There is a lot of work to be done, and we just pray that parents are able to get the means to provide for their children.
Sure.
This period until there is a respite in the coming days. All right. So my guests have been William Tenu of Movement for Change, and then Honorable Kerubin Kofi of the governing party now.
Yeah, we are in charge.
Yeah, he also represented the NDC. All right, so 3 on 10, we come to an end of today's edition, today's show from start to finish. Thank you all for staying on, doing the listening and watching us on Facebook. Please, our doors are open for adverts. Come and sponsor any of our segments and continue to boost the production. We are back tomorrow, Friday, and Friday is here already to wrap it up with you for the week. My name is Joyce Jijofola. Frank was here.
And Jijo, on behalf of the Regional Communication Bureau of NDC, we want to say a very big thank you to Global FM for being with us in the trial times. And we are here to celebrate the victory of NDC together. Thank you, Global FM.
All right. Have a great day.